The following is a presentation of Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYN-TV. Bucks football on KYNT is brought to you in part by One Office Solution, Explorers Credit Union, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Fox Stop, America's Best Realty, Floor Tech, Midwest Insurance, Graham Tire, Stockman's Motorsports, Sherco, Gernsner Oil, Vision Real Estate, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Mason Schrum and the Move Group, Hy-Vee, Olson's Pest Technicians, Dakota Beverage, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, Buell's Cleaners, and First Chiropractic Centers. Now it's time to go live to the field with Brayden, Butler, and Josh Boelter for Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYN-TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Crane Youngworth Field in Yankton, South Dakota. It's postseason football time here on KYNT and KYN-TV. I am Brayden Butler, joined by Josh Boelter. And Josh, we got a good matchup tonight between the Yankton Bucks and the Spearfish Spartans. The Spartans coming in as the 8th seed, but not your traditional 8th seed, Josh. Half the gosh darn class is 5-4 this year. Everybody in the postseason is above 500.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy looking where the standings were at this year, and really, truly, you kind of have an idea a lot of times of who you're going to play coming into this. We thought maybe it was going to be Spearfish or Sturgis, but with where things were at and how things played out last week, we certainly weren't sure of that going in 100%. Now, here they are. But yeah, this is one of those years where there's not a single team below 500 in the playoffs this year. Every team 5-4 or above, and a rare year where maybe being the 1 seed, as much as it is nice to be the home and have that home field advantage, maybe necessarily the 1 seed isn't necessarily a cakewalk in the first round.
I don't know if any seed's a cakewalk. You look past the 1 seed, the number 2 seed Huron. They're playing number 7 seed Brookings tonight. Well, the reason Huron dropped to number 2 is they got upset by Brookings last week. So anybody can beat anybody in 11 AA this year. It's been a lot of fun to see, not only from here in the booth, the broadcast booth, it's brought to you today by the Fairfield and Suites and Holiday Inn Express in Yankton. Get great rates of flexible reservation changes by calling either hotel direct. I'm Brayden Butler. He's Josh Boelter for those who might have just be tuning in. We're live in the booth today. But being able to watch from the periphery all season long, this is a fun class. 11 AA has been maybe the most wide open and also the most competitive it's been in the last couple years. I know we are just kind of getting off of that pure run of dominance of 7 straight state championships won, 8 straight appearances, and they have a good shot to go back to the Dome this year. So I'm not saying that their run's over by any means, but we had a little bit more parity last year with the Arrows taking the championship, and now this year it feels like any one of these 8 teams in the postseason could end up playing in Vermilion in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's really possible. Like you said, you talked about that that matchup with Huron and Brookings. You know, last week it's 7 seed beat a 2 seed. It can happen. You look at it overall. I mean, Sturgis, a team that Yankton could see next week if they're able to survive tonight. They've beaten Yankton. So it's one of those things where, yeah, it is possible that you could see any one of these numbers in the playoffs this year.
Should be a lot of fun. It always is on a Friday night under the lights at Crane Youngworth Field. I've been seeing posts around for a blackout tonight, Josh, so I was under the impression Yankton might be wearing their black alternate jerseys, but for fans of the tradition of Yankton High School, iconic red jerseys and the red helmets today, the traditional home uniform is being rocked for the Bucks. But a lot of fans in the stands today might be donning the black tonight for this blackout. And those fans who make the trip to the day today or are listening at home are brought to you by Triple Time Rudy's. Whether you're traveling to a home or an away game, be sure to fill up at Triple Time Rudy's. They're on Broadway Avenue here in Yankton. Josh, do you have any opinions on the jerseys, or is just whatever they're wearing as long as they play good football?
Yeah, as long as they're playing good football, who cares what they're wearing, right? I mean, that's the thing. As long as they get out of here with the dub, that's nice. But yeah, obviously, I think Yankton, no matter which uniform combination they go with, it usually looks pretty sharp.
And it doesn't matter what you're wearing; it's how you play in it, and that's what's going to matter tonight for the Yankton Bucks. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to break down this matchup and also look at last week's game against Mitchell for Yankton that wrapped up their regular season. That's coming up in 3 minutes here on KYNT and KYN-TV. You're listening to the Hy-Vee pregame show. Back after this break.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
In the heart of South Dakota, there's a name families trust, John Kopp of Kopp Building Innovations in Utica. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a new shop, or tackling that long overdue remodel, the Kopp crew delivers quality craftsmanship with a local touch. KBI is an authorized WIC builder, a Midwest company that understands your building needs. Built right, built local, built to last. For more information or to get a quote, visit koppbuildings.com.
At the Bar is the bar for sports fans. With coverage of NFL, college football favorites, Yankton High School action, and NHL hockey too. Open 7 days a week. Bring in your crew, grab a table, and take in all the action surrounded by fans who love the game as much as you do. The energy's better, the company's great, and the beverages are cold. Just the way game day should be. You can watch the game anywhere, but real fans gather at the Bar in downtown Yankton.
Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton is a proud supporter of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles. If you're looking for protection that fits your life, call Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton. They make coverage simple. Whether it's your car, home, or farm, Whitney and Travis Devine take time to understand your needs and find the right plan at the right price. You'll get personal service, trusted advice, and peace of mind knowing they're right here in Yankton. Call Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton today. Appointments are preferred.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN-TV. It's your Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee with a helpful smile in every aisle. Let's get into your matchup breakdown now, looking at how these two teams fared in the regular season, heading into tonight's matchup in the quarterfinals of the 11AA football playoffs. Yankton,
the Boathouse is for everyone.
Overall record, 5-0 at home, 2-2 on the road, and the number one overall seed in the playoffs. And Josh, undefeated at home, that bodes well when you get one of those top two seeds and get home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, Yankton's been really good at home this year. We've seen that. They've beaten some quality opponents at home as well, including Pierre, and they perform well here under the lights at Crane, and obviously that could be a big advantage for them throughout this playoff run.
On the opposite side of things, the Spearfish Spartans 1-3 on the road, and it's a long trip for them, basically regardless of where they go, unless they end up meeting up with Sturgis, I guess. But 4-1 at home for a 5-4 total record, the number 8 overall seed in the playoffs. But like we mentioned, Josh, a lot of teams were tied at that 5-4 spot. Spearfish just falls down with the seed points. Yeah,
like you said, the seed points kind of not being kind here to Spearfish. They get that 8 spot, but yeah, they're very much, like you said, not your typical 8 seed sitting here at 5-4, having a quality season and a chance here to maybe upset the Bucks tonight.
It's time for your Friday Night Rewind here, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling there in Yankton and Vermilion. We'll start by looking at Spearfish last week. They're coming off a 13-9 loss to Sturgis, and Josh, they lost back-to-back games to end their regular season. They were sitting there at 5-2, looking like they had an outside shot at one of these top-end seeds, but That's just a couple plays go the wrong way, and that's evident last week's game, only a 4-point loss to Sturgis.
Yeah, 4-point loss to Sturgis, like you said, and then you even go the week before that. They were up on Pierre at halftime, and just kind of things fell apart there. But, yeah, rough stretch to end the season. They're looking, obviously, to get back on track here tonight and keep their season alive.
All right, now on Yankton's side of things, you can see it on your screen if you're watching on KYN TV, but we'll tell you as well. 40-7 win over Mitchell last week to conclude the regular season for the Yankton Bucks. It was the running game that really shined. Jace Sedlacek, 16 carries, 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Easton Feeser added a rushing touchdown as well for Yankton.
Yeah, the run game was clicking. The defense really played well, forced some turnovers, got some timely stops and things like that. And, look, needed to get a win on the road, end the season on a positive vibe, and they did last week, taking care of business against Mitchell.
Not as prolific as we usually see from the passing game, but that's just a sign of how good the running game was working as well. Tate Bestie, the quarterback, only threw 12 passes, completed 5 of them for 78 yards and a touchdown. Carter Boomsma had 2 catches for 32 yards, and Cale Hazelhorst had the touchdown catch. Owen Eidsness shut out on the day, but not a lot of catches to really go around last Thursday.
Yeah, if you don't need to throw the ball, why do it, right? It's one of those things. They were kind of in control from the get-go in that game last week, and like you said, run the football well and played, once again, timely defense and forced some turnovers and some big stops. At that point, if you only need to do that and you only have to throw the ball 12 times, I think Yankton will take that every time, and it worked to perfection last week.
Another part of the reason they didn't throw the ball that much is they didn't have the ball as much as usual. Yeah, Mitchell, a very run-heavy offense. You can see that in the defensive stats. Madden McQuaid led the way, 8 tackles, 2 for loss. Drace Gaskins, 5 tackles, 2.5 for loss for him, and we'll talk about him a little later on. And then Cale Hazelhorst had those 2 interceptions, a couple pass breakups, and one of those he returned for 6. Hazelhorst just continues to be that center fielder back there who can make plays.
Yeah, he is, and that's really kind of goes for this whole secondary. It's a really good secondary that can limit this pass game for Spearfish tonight, and that's something that they're going to have to do once again. But yeah, Cale, he has a nose for the football, and you see that on both sides, but on defense in particular, where he just forces chaos and turnovers and all those things you like to see from your starting safety.
I was just talking a little bit about people from around the Spearfish area, whether it be in the media or what have you. They're very high on their secondary for the Spartans, so see if that plays a factor tonight in the passing game for Yankton. But the Bucks boast one of the best secondaries, if not the best secondary in 11AA as well. And we'll talk more about some key stats later on. But that's your Friday Night Rewind here, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling. That's in Yankton and Vermilion. When we come back, we're going to have your rival report here on KYNT and KYN TV, taking a look at the Spearfish Spartans season as a whole. After that, you're bucking the headlight interviews, plural this week, 2 to talk about, and then your pregame coach interview after that. Plenty to come here on KYNT and KYN TV, and it's all coming your way after this break.
The Boathouse is for everyone. Axe throwing, mini bowling, shuffleboard, beanbag, golf, pool, and darts, plus awesome food and drinks with lots of cold craft beers and other beverages. Some say the Boathouse is the most fun you can have on land. Trivia on Tuesday nights, music bingo on Wednesdays with live music on Friday night. This is downtown Yankton's fun gathering place for all ages. If you can't be on the boat or at a Bucks or Gazelles game, then it's the Boathouse.
Want to take the hassle out of servicing your heating or cooling system? Then sign up for the Kaiser Signature Membership Program. This is Chris Frick with Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Not only will you get peace of mind knowing your units are being serviced regularly, but being a Kaiser Signature member gives you priority service, a discount on parts and labor, and no overtime rates. Take comfort and let our qualified professional technicians keep you running.
Be the wiser and go with Kaiser. Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
A couple days ago, a teacher came into the UPS store to print some worksheets for her classroom. As we were printing, she asked if we could help her design and print a custom banner for her school's upcoming event. Yes, we can. At the UPS store in Yankton, where for over 8 years we've been serving educators, businesses, and community members with all kinds of printing solutions. Stop by today and let us assist with your next project, and be sure to ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN-TV. It's your Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee with a helpful smile in every aisle. We're breaking down this matchup between the Yankton Bucks and the Spearfish Spartans in the opening round of the 11AA football playoffs. The Spartans come in as the number 8 seed, but don't let that seeding fool you, as a tightly contested 11AA standings this year. This is your rival report here as we take a bigger look at the Spearfish Spartans heading into today's game. They are on a 2-game losing streak, so that's something to keep an eye on. But throughout the years, some impressive wins for Spearfish. It started with a 22-14 loss to T, came across the state for the opening game of the season to take on the Titans, and it was a 1-score loss there. Went back home, did the Spartans, and they were able to get a win over a playoff team in 11 AAA, the Rapid City Central Cobblers. So going up a class against a team that ended up making the AAA playoffs and getting a 14-6 win there. And started a streak of 3 straight games at home and 3 straight wins for the Spartans. They defeated Mitchell 42-16 on the 12th of September. That was followed up by a 21-6 homecoming victory over Aberdeen Central on the 19th. On the road, back across the state, not as far as T, but still across the state to Huron, a close loss to the number 2 team right now in Class 11AA in the Huron Tigers, 27-25 final there, Huron on top. Spearfish would bounce back with a pair of wins, one over the defending state champions in Watertown, 23-12, and then one over Douglas, 56-6, that one on the road against the Patriots. Final 2 games of the season, though, left something to be desired for Spearfish. Pierre, on senior night, came into Lyle Hare Stadium and was dominant. 45-28 win for the Governors over the Spartans. And then Spearfish last week ending their season on the road with a 13-9 loss at Woodall Field to the Sturgis Brown Scoopers. So up and down season, 5-4 overall record. Half the teams in the playoffs right now are 5-4. That's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. Tiebreakers is what ends up being the difference, as Spearfish could have been as high as the 4 seed and now as low as the 8 seed. All those teams, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 at 5-4 on the year. Should be a great one tonight between the Spartans and the Bucks. We're expecting some fireworks, even though the temperatures are going to cool off here in late October. It's the night before Halloween. We'll see what happens under the lights at Crane Youngworth Field. When we come back, we're going to keep things rolling here for the Hy-Vee pregame show, so don't go anywhere. We're counting down the minutes to kickoff between the Bucks and the Spartans from Crane Youngworth Field.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Stay healthy this season with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. They are hosting flu shot clinics every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4:30, now through November 11th, along with Saturday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to noon. Walk-ins are welcome, or schedule your appointment online at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. Don't wait. Protect yourself and your loved ones today with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
In Yankton, community means everything, and at Wilson Trailer, it's the heart of what they do. They're more than manufacturers, they're your neighbors. From sponsoring the Bucks and Gazelles to supporting the next generation of farmers and builders, they're proud to give back to the place they call home. For over a century, Wilson Trailer has stood strong, steady, and rooted in community. Because when Yankton thrives, we all move forward. Wilson Trailer in Yankton. Learn more at wilsontrailer.com.
Are you on track to retire? I'm Adam Boelter, a certified financial planner with Vantage Financial, born and raised in Yankton, South Dakota. My team and I pride ourselves on building trust through clear, honest advice tailored to your unique goals. From retirement planning to smart tax strategies, we'll create a personalized plan to help you feel confident and secure about your financial future. Visit vfplanning.com or search Adam Boelter, Vantage Financial, to schedule a 15-minute call today.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
We're passionate about getting yearly mammograms because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. You can get a yearly mammogram to detect it early. Would it help if I requested nicely? Please, could you be so kind as to get a mammo? Or singing it. Get your mammogram starting at 40. Or with a British accent. Schedule your mammo with an Avera Breast Center at avera.org/breast or call 888-422-1410.
Welcome back in here on your Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee, there's a helpful smile in every aisle. It's time for your Buck in the Headlight interviews segment, and it's interviews this week. They're brought to you by the Boathouse. 2 players getting interviewed this week, Miles Drotzman and Tegan LaCroix, both defensive backs for this Buck squad, but also both at one point were kick returners, and Tegan gets in on offense as well as a quarterback and wide receiver, really does it all for the Yankton Bucks team. We're going to start with Miles Drotzman. Picked up an injury early in the season, but he's been able to play through it throughout. Here's what he had to say heading into the quarterfinal matchup with the Spearfish Spartans.
Miles, how are you feeling after a successful regular season, earning the #1 overall seed in the 11AA playoffs?
I feel pretty good. I know we all feel pretty good, and just glad to have that #1 seed back, especially after last year having it and then losing. But just to bounce back from that and getting this feels pretty good.
We mentioned an injury early in the year. Anybody who watches on Fridays will see out there you got some heavy tape on your right hand, basically a club. But have you been? I've joked with Coach Topol, the defensive backs coach, a couple times. You've been practicing your one-handed interceptions. How's that been going in practice for you? So with the injury,
I think it's way better in practice, but when it gets in the game, it's way different.
I know back in here on week 1, before you had to put the club on, you were able to return a kick for a touchdown there. Is there any chance that we see you with both your hands up ready by the end of the year, or is that still going to be just all year long with the club?
If we make the dome, I heard that there's a chance that this thing comes off and I'll be back there.
So there's even extra motivation now to get to the dome.
Yeah, there is, definitely.
All right, you got the Spearfish Spartans coming up, the 8th overall seed, but it's a very tight Class 11AA. Outside of the top 3 teams, every other team had the same record heading into the postseason. So you can never overlook a team like that. What are you expecting on Friday with Spearfish?
A lot of quarterback runs, RPOs, options, all that stuff, speed runs, whatever.
And then any team goals or personal goals you got for this Thursday's game? I don't know if I've been saying Friday. It's still a Thursday night game this week.
Guess just to win, move on.
Big thanks to Miles Drotzman for taking time earlier this week at Bucks football practice to talk to me about his season so far and heading into the postseason. Very simple and direct when asked what his goal was on tonight for Thursday. Just win and move on. Next up, we got Tegan LaCroix here in your Buck in the Headlight interviews. Here's what he had to say earlier this week when I caught up with him.
Tegan, you're an electric player for this Bucks team, defensive back, kick returner. They've got lined up a receiver here as of late. So you're just really doing it all, and we'll talk about that. But how are you feeling just heading into the postseason, a successful regular season as a team, but also individually with your stats this year?
Feeling great. I think we did a lot this year, and you got to keep going and just keep winning games.
We'll start on the special teams side of things for you. I believe a couple kick returns for touchdown this year. Every time it comes into your hands, I have a feeling that you're going to break it for 30 or 40 yards. So what is your mindset when you see that ball coming down? I know you got some good blockers in front of you usually as well.
Yeah, I just want to get the ball and get going. Get the ball in my hands and just run. Just got to find the open gap and hit it and go.
I don't want to sell too many of your secrets just in case anybody on the opposing teams are listening, but it seems like you have the most success when you receive it on the left side and they're able to cut it across the field. What kind of started that? Is that game planning from Coach Hale, the special teams coordinator, or is it something that you just do?
Yeah, I like getting the ball and running across the field, get the speed up so I can hit it and hopefully get to that sideline.
And I'll talk about it defensively now. As a defensive back, a couple interceptions for you this season. I believe 3 in one game. After that 3 in a single game, you were tied for the team lead in interceptions. Not anymore because Kale decided to get 2 last week. But what's it like having a bunch of guys back there who are just ball hawks, you being one of them?
It's exciting because the ball gets in the air. Hopefully, if it's a good throw, one of us can hopefully come down with it.
And then, on the offensive side of the ball, they've been putting you at receiver a little bit. I know Abe got hurt, and you got more time out there. Obviously, backup quarterback as well. They've put you out there for when we call it the buck truck. I don't know if that's an official term from you guys as well or where that started, but you put you out there on the goal line, and we got a couple touchdowns off that this year as well. Just talk about your versatility on the offensive side.
Yeah, I just like getting the ball in my hands and running. I just like touching the ball.
Just get the ball in your hands and get going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got Spearfish on Thursday night, the number 8 seed. What are you expecting from them? And they're the only team in the postseason you guys haven't played this year, so that's another wrinkle.
I think they're going to be pretty tough. They got a good quarterback, likes to run the ball, and we just got to stop that, and then I think we'll be good if we stop their quarterback.
Big thank you to Tegan LaCroix and Miles Drotzman once again for taking time to talk to us here at KYNT and KYN-TV. Those are your Buck in the Headlight interviews this week. When we come back, we're going to keep things rolling on the Hy-Vee pregame show.
At Mead Lumber of Yankton, we're more than building materials. We're your partner in every project. From your first sketch to your final nail, we're here with expert advice, quality products, and hometown service you can count on. For over 100 years, we've been proud to build homes, businesses, and dreams with you right here in our community. Stop in and see what makes Mead Lumber the trusted name in building. Mead Lumber of Yankton, helping you build, helping you grow, from design to finish.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
For coverage you can count on, call Brendan Hansen or Brandon Tykrow in Yankton today.
The perfect place to get together with friends and family and watch the game and enjoy some of the best wings in town is Checkers Sports Bar and Grill. Checkers is open every day, and on Monday nights, the action gets even better. Cheer on Monday Night Football with $6 cheeseburgers and fries, plus play bingo and your chance to win great prizes. From mouth-watering wings to juicy burgers and stacked sandwiches, Checkers Sports Bar and Grill is Yankton's favorite destination for food, friends, and game day fun. Your game days belong at Checkers. Have a large group or event that you'd like to offer clothing for? JJ Benji's can make you look good. Instead of you taking orders, collecting money, and then delivering the clothing, let JJ Benji's handle it all. JJ Benji's will create an online store with the merchandise you want to offer. People order, pay, and then JJ Benji's will ship it. You just provide a link or QR code to the online store, and that's it. Contact JJ Benji's in Yankton for more information.
I'm Colby Cookta, one of your Yankton Edward Jones financial advisors. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why I'm a proud sponsor of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles on KYNT.
Call 605-653-4860 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
I'm Colby Cookta, financial advisor Edward Jones Yankton, member SIPC.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichson. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
Welcome back here on the Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee, there's a hopeful smile in every aisle. It's time for your pregame coach interview from 1919 Root Beer, the creamiest full-body draft root beer available. Find it in convenience stores, grocery stores, or on tap at area restaurants. Talked to head coach Brady Muth earlier this week. Josh Boelter was able to catch up with him at Bucks football practice, breaking down today's matchup with the Spearfish Spartans. Let's go to the interview now.
Coach, 7-2 in the regular season, the number 1 seed. How are you guys feeling going into the playoffs?
We're feeling like it's the start of a season. We're 0-0, and we have no ranking. And I'm being honest with you. I think this year more than any year, if you paid attention, I mean, the difference between a number 8 seed and a number 4 seed is a fingernail. And so the rankings, the record, all of that stuff, none of it matters. All that matters is right now, and we got Spearfish, and that's all that matters.
And speaking of Spearfish, this is a team you guys haven't faced yet this season. Do you think there are maybe some pros and cons to playing a team in the playoffs in the first round that you guys haven't seen yet this year?
I know it's harder to beat a team twice. I know that. And so from that point of view, you know, when you face a team the second time, they know you fairly well. And if you've beat them, they kind of know what you're good at, and it's pretty easy to stop that. So I think there's an advantage to not playing the team. I know it's nice to have that experience of and familiarity with your opponent, but you can. I mean, film study is important, and our guys have done a good job this week leading into this game of making sure that they're studied up on our opponent, and this is no different. And so, I mean, I think there's pros and cons of both. You can make arguments on both sides, but I'm not trying to be flippant or dismissive, but it just really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that we play physical football.
Yeah, and speaking of the game Thursday night, Spearfish, what did they bring to the table, and what do you guys need to do to walk out Thursday night with a victory?
They're a physical football team, and you know, the one thing that I really do appreciate about the teams out west especially is they play with a real devil-may-care attitude. They just go and play ball, and they have fun doing it. And it's, you know, I'm sure if you're in the program, in that program, it's fun to play that way. It's just they throw everything at you. They're not going to hold back anything. There will be onside kicks. There will be flea flickers. There will be zero press coverage. There will be, you know, blanket coverage. There will be everything, anything under the sun. And so the game planning, and that's why I'm talking about the familiarity, all of that, the only way to combat that is just through physical play, through execution and physical play. And that's what we've been focusing on this week.
Coach, how big is home field throughout the playoffs?
That is the one thing that is the one big advantage I would tell you of being a 1 or a 2 seeder in the top half of that bracket, to get one, you know, playoff game at home. If you can get to 2 playoff games, to secure both those home games is a big deal. Traveling is a pain in the neck in AA football. We don't travel a little ways, we travel a long ways. And so there's all of that. With that travel comes distraction and all of those things. And so, and on top of it, there isn't, Crane Youngworth as a home field advantage is as good as it gets in the state. And so to be able to be home in front of our own fans and our community that support us and are going to show up for us, and we can show up and ball out for them, that's the way we want it. And fortunately, we took care of business and had some luck on the other end to make sure that we've got one of those top 2 seeds.
And final question here, just how do you guys get your guys locked in here for this playoff run?
There is a gravity to the situation. I mean, it's win and stay playing, or lose and go home. And so there's a little bit of that, but we try to get our guys acclimated to that type of play all the time. I mean, that last play that you hear a lot around here in South Dakota with SDSU, there's truth to that. The only way to really play this game is to play it like every play is your last, every game is your last. That's where you find real value and meaning in this game. And I think that's where it's most applicable to life. I think that's the way football is supposed to be played. And so we preach that to our guys. And so, I think understanding that this play matters, this game matters, we don't have to work too hard on that because it's ingrained within their DNA.
Big thanks to head coach Brady Muth, taking time every single week to talk to us here at KYNT. And big thanks to Josh Boelter for conducting the interview this week with Coach Muth. When we come back, we're going to keep things rolling here on the Hy-Vee pregame show, so don't go anywhere. It's the Bucks and the Spartans coming up shortly in the opening round of the 11 AA playoffs.
Olson Pest Technicians is a family-owned business since 1966, and with over 50 years of pest management, they understand your issues, and their well-trained team will help you solve your pest problems. Issues with cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bats, termites, spiders, rats, mice, or other creepy crawling pests? Olson Pest Technicians can treat and cure them. Right now, they can provide grain fumigation on the farm and do one-shots for homes to keep pests out for the winter. Call Olson Pest today, 800-KIL-BUGS.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury, check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation. Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet. From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back. Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Now located on Summit Street across from the high school.
Do you struggle with dry contacts? At Vision Care Associates, we have a great option. Infused contact lenses by Bosch & Lomb. Infused lenses are designed to ensure that your eyes stay hydrated and irritation-free, even after a full day of wear. Our doctors specialize in fitting these lenses for maximum comfort and optimal vision. Schedule your consultation and experience the all-day comfort and crisp, clear vision you deserve.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Sherco, the industry leader in tarping, has done it again with the release of the all-new Sherlock E-Series electric tarp. The E-Series features fully assembled front and rear arm, a pre-wired sealed control box, and Sherco's exclusive SmartWire sealed harness for quick and easy installation. Operate the E-Series with the SureLink EZR remote or by your smartphone using the SureLink app. Add more time to your day with the Sherlock E-Series. To learn more, contact your authorized Sherco distributor or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision too. That's why State Farm agent Rhonda Westland is right here in Yankton to help you select the right protection at the right price. Rhonda will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Sports injuries can happen quickly, posing threats to your health and ability to participate in your regular athletic activities. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Chiropractic care can provide pain relief from sore and aching muscles and lead to faster recovery after workout by easing the inflammation you experience, like stiffness, pain, or restricted movement. Visit with us about managing your sports injuries. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYNTV. It's your Hy-V pregame show. Hy-V, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Let's take a look at the matchup history now between these two teams. This is going back in the, well, I guess it gets called the Bound era, Josh. It's when they started posting all this stuff online and made it easily accessible. But since 2021, big shout out to Jim Swatsky. Popping in here real quick. Big thanks to him again for last week running our camera up in Mitchell. But since 2021, these two teams have met 3 times. Did not meet last year, but in 21, 22, and 23, they met every single season, and Yankton won all 3. And it's a story of games gradually getting closer. It was a 58-0 win for Yankton in 2021. 2022 was a 38-0 win for the Bucks. And then the last time they met 2 years ago, 42-27 in that one. Ended up being just a 2-score game in the end between Yankton and Spearfish. And that kind of goes hand in hand with what we've heard about the Spartans football program as a whole over the last couple of years. They're continuing to grow and get better and better every year.
Yeah, that's the thing. They are getting better, and they're getting more competitive, and it shows on the field, and it shows that they've been playing in some big games, that meaningful games at the end of the season. And, you know, the 8 seed does not do them justice right now. We talked about it. This is just one of those years where everybody in 11AA is closer and teams step their games up. And like we said, I think from my memory, this is the first time that I remember a team not below 500 in a playoff game this year in 11AA. And that's impressive, and that shows how competitive and balanced things are this year.
Let's take a look at your stats in focus for these two teams. They're brought to you by Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. Starting with Yankton's stats, you can see them on your screen if you're watching on KYN TV. 33.3 points per game this season, Josh. The number one offense in 11AA in terms of scoring. They're allowing 21.1 points, which is the sixth fewest in 11AA, so near the bottom, right about the halfway line of the class in that category. But a plus 14 scoring differential is also number one in 11AA. It's been a high-powered offense this year for Yankton that has worked well, and the defense feels like it's really come in throughout the year as well.
Yeah, obviously that's influenced a little bit by games like Harrisburg where things kind of skew the numbers a little bit. But yeah, I think both sides of the ball, the offense early, the defense late, have been really clicking, and I'm excited to watch this team in the playoffs, especially when a lot of these things are defense. They're so good at forcing turnovers. We talked about it. I mean, the amount they had last week, the week before with the big scoop and score against T, things like that, where this team just forces the issue, and I'm excited to watch this defense in playoff action tonight.
Looking at the offense for individual stats for Yankton, you can't tell the story of this Yankton offense without the passing game, and it's been Tate Bestie, a 144 for 244, 1,748 yards, 17 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Owen Eidsness has been his number one target with 54 catches for 738 yards, but Carter Boomsma has 24 catches. Abel Bryan, I believe, at 22 or 23 catches. Cale Hazelhorst at 20 catches, and all those guys have found the end zone as well.
Yeah, and this offense is a bunch of different guys that can get it done, right? Like you said, Jace can get it done. Owen, we talked about how good he is, 11 touchdowns. Carter Boomsma's got his speed. Cale Hazelhorst has been a big third down and long guy. I mean, even another guy in here, Abel Bryan, has been kind of a safety valve for this offense. It really gets it done in a lot of different ways. And then, of course, once again, Jace in the run game. And Tate's been a really good distributor of the football. And once again, this offense, there's a reason why it's first in points per game in 11AA, because there's just so many ways it can get things done.
And you got to give a love to the nasty guys on the offensive line as well. Austin Conway, Peyton Eustace, Ben Bowman, Drace Gaskins. Why am I blanking? I'm blanking on the fifth, Josh. Help.
Ben Bowman, Drace Gaskins. Who did you
I had Drace, Bowman, Austin Conway, Peyton Eustace, and I'm going to apologize to the fifth guy profusely.
Well, tonight, starting at left guard is Jake Boelter. So that's where
Jake Boelter. There we go. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Jake, we're going to shout you out like 6 times in the broadcast tonight just for that. Just for that tonight.
The old noggin ain't as sharp as I think it is sometimes. But I digress. Looking at some team stats, scoring stats for Spearfish, 25.8 points per game, 5th in Class 11AA, 17 points allowed per game, 5th in Class 11AA, and a plus 8.8 scoring differential. And get ready for this, Josh, 5th in Class 11AA. So all the scoring categories, points scored, points allowed, scoring differential, right in the middle of the class at 5th for Spearfish.
Yeah, and that once again talks about how they kind of have been in the middle of the class this year. And I mean that as truly a compliment where, like, once again, the 8 seed does not show where they're at. They have been playing as one of the top end to middle end teams of this class this year, where just like everyone else who's about a 4 on down in the seed standings is 5-4. And so, it's something that Spearfish looking to just kind of stay balanced and keep things going and keep steady here and try to come out with a victory in the upset tonight.
We're going to go back to break here on KYNT and KYN TV. When we come back in 3 minutes, we're talking keys, key players, and keys to victory for Yankton. Back in 3 minutes at KYNT, KYN TV.
Here's a special update from Larry's Heating and Cooling.
Update your current heating and cooling system with a Lennox or Carrier high-efficiency furnace and a heat pump by December 31st, and you'll qualify for up to a $2,600 federal tax credit. Combine this tax credit with other available manufacturer or utility rebates for additional savings. Call Larry's and get a no-obligation quote and take advantage of this expiring federal tax credit along with rebates and extended financing. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
I am John Marquardt and I'm running for District 18 State Representative. I'm currently chair of the Yankton County Commission. I was born and raised in rural South Dakota and have an ag business background. I am a conservative that fights to keep taxes low, supports law enforcement, and I'll look out for the best interests of District 18.
Vote for John Marquardt for District 18 State Representative in the Republican primary. Paid for by friends of John Marquardt.
It's game time. Under the lights, in the stands, or out on the field, Prime Energy powers Yankton Pride. Every can packs bold flavor and clean energy. No sugar crash, no nonsense. With electrolytes for hydration, B vitamins for focus, and performance you can feel. Prime helps you push harder, go longer, and stay sharp. Refresh, refuel, and rise with Prime Energy. Great taste, smart fuel, next level energy, and proud to power our Bucks and Gazelles.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, they believe patients should understand their treatment, not just receive it. That's why they show you x-rays and photos, explain the why, and keep you informed every step of the way. They treat patients of all ages and especially love caring for kids. Most pediatric treatments are done right in the office, trying to limit trips out of town. So come see Elwood Family Dental Care today, located at 19th and Broadway, where they take care of the entire family.
Attention everyone, health insurance open enrollment on the marketplace is happening now, November 1st to December 15th. This is your chance to review your plan, explore new options, and make sure you and your family have the coverage you need for the year ahead. Call me, Jen Great, with Missouri River Associates today. I can help you navigate the marketplace and find the plan that fits your needs. 665-6885. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. Work with someone who knows the ins and outs. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and with 20 years of experience, I will focus on the details while providing marketing knowledge, advice on staging, and negotiating to get your home sold. From start to finish, I'll guide you through the process, making sure nothing is overlooked. Call me, Deb Speck, Vision Real Estate, 605-664-5555.
Welcome back in on KYNT and KYNTV. It's your Hy-V pregame show. Hy-V, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. We're talking keys to victory now, brought to you by Vision Real Estate, where their focus is always on you. Visit igotvision.com. Keys today, Josh, it's kind of just regurgitating what Brady Muth says every single week, and I mean that in a good way, but being disciplined on defense, being more physical, and then something he really harped on this week, every week in the playoffs has to be treated as the championship game, or you're going to look past somebody and get caught.
Yeah, and I think at least 2 out of those 3 tie together with the quarterback here for Spearfish, Thomas Hughes. He's an athlete. He can get things done, and he's going to be somebody that Yankton's going to have to stay disciplined on defense and keep an eye on because he can take off. When Yankton has had troubles, we saw it at Sturgis. It was the quarterback run, some of those read options and things like that. So he's a guy they're going to have to keep an eye on, and it's something that, once again, I think if they can handle their own on defense, they'll be fine.
Be 2 for 2 on West River quarterbacks this year, Josh, who just play, I don't want to say without a care, but without fear, and are able to really make magic happen between Hughes, as we're going to see from Spearfish most likely tonight, and Jackson Kano over at Sturgis, who Yankton fell to earlier this season. But disciplined defense, being more physical, and treating every week like it's the championship going to be key today for Yankton. Your key player today for the Bucks, brought to you by Missouri River Associates, is going to be Drace Gaskins. Plays on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive line. He's strong, he's athletic, he understands leverage, Josh, and he's been very good as of late, getting into the backfield defensively and getting tackles for loss.
Yeah, look, just in general, talking about Drace, I mean, the fact that he goes both sides and plays the line like a few guys in this team do, he's a tough SOB, I think is the way we'll put it, and he's impressive up there, and he's going to be key to stopping not only the Spearfish offense, but helping this Yankton offense click throughout the night.
I know, as a WWE fan, it made me think of Santino Marella calling everybody son of my guns back in the day.
Son of my guns.
But, yeah, he's a very tough kid, super strong, and a good conversation, too. I got a chance to talk to him for one of our Buck in the Headlight interviews earlier this year. He's a very funny guy as well, so he's probably a guy who's very popular among his teammates. But Drace Gaskins, your key player today, looking at some stats for him, 33 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, and 1 sack this season. Still a couple minutes away from the national anthem here on KYNC and KYNTV. So we're going to take a look here more at the defensive stats. When we were going over stats earlier, Josh, I realized I didn't really give shine to individual leaders defensively in stat categories. Chase Platt has the team high in tackles right now, 58 total tackles, 2 for loss. Also has an interception and a pass breakup this year. Platt has done very well slotting into that starting linebacker role.
Yeah, and that's somewhere usually a sign of a successful defense is you're going to see a linebacker leading the team in tackles, and that's what Chase has been able to step up and do. That's just the thing in the Platt family. You're going to play linebacker for the Yankton Bucks. But yeah, look, he's been really good and a sure tackler on this defense.
It's very good. I've talked to both, obviously his older brother Shaler and Chase. Very different demeanors. Chase a little more I don't say secluded. He's a little quieter guy compared to his brother Shaler. But when you put a helmet on and put him on the field, they're both two of the meanest guys out there, and two guys you don't want to meet in the gap if you are a running back.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's so key about some of those linebackers, once again, we talk about, they're kind of the leaders on defense. You'll see that, and a lot of times the ones who are getting the calls and things like that. But yeah, he's been great all season.
Looking at some other defensive leaders, Edley Amaro basically setting up a seasonal residency in the backfield, 14.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks on 33 total tackles. Almost half the time Edley Amaro tackles somebody, it's behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and simply put, on this defense, he's the game wrecker. He's the guy that when you need a game-changing play on defense, a lot of ways on that front line, there's no way you can change it more than getting some pressure, getting a sack up front. And that's what Edley Amaro brings to the table for this defense.
And that pressure cause breeds mistakes, and there's been nobody better at taking advantage of those mistakes than Cale Hazelhorst this season. He's got 40 tackles, but 6 interceptions. 3 of them he's returned for a touchdown. He's also got, I believe, 7 pass breakups this year, maybe 8. So he's been all over the place in that defensive secondary.
Yeah, absolute ball hawk. And it's not just him in that secondary. Tegan LaCroix, Miles Drotzman, Carter Booms, but that whole secondary has been impressive all year. They don't allow much through the air, and they've been really good all season, and looking to continue that tonight.
And then one more guy I want to talk about is Easton Feeser, who came in later in the season, missed the first 4 games, I believe, maybe the first 5 games even. His first game was against Sturgis all those weeks ago now, but he's really settled in, had an interception that week, had a fumble return for a touchdown the week after. He's been making big plays, and it's nice to see for a senior who might have at one point been worried how much of his senior season was he going to get to play. He's been showing out when he's on the field.
Yeah, he's made an impact, and what's so nice about him coming back is not only is he making an impact on the field, but you look at it now, you have so many linebackers depth-wise that you trust, because, you know, if him or Chase were to go down, you know right away, oh, man, McQuaid's stepping in type of thing, where now that whole linebacker room, they know how to bring it, and that includes Easton Feeser, who we talked about. I mean, he scored touchdowns last 2 weeks, 1 on offense, 1 on defense the week before, but he's been really good since returning as well.
Should be a great one tonight. It's number 1 against number 8, the opening round of the South Dakota High School Football 11 AA playoffs. The Yankton Bucks about to come onto the field now. They will do the national anthem after they make their run out. So when we come back, we'll have your starting lineups for the Bucks here in this matchup with the Spearfish Spartans. Back in a couple minutes here at Crane Youngworth Field on KYNT, KYN-TV.
If it's time to review the look of the signage of your business, let Mayor Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including exterior and interior signage, fleet wraps, digital signs, and much more. They also do logo creation and vehicle wraps. Their technicians arrive on site fully equipped to get the installation done with quality workmanship. With the latest tools and technology, Mayor Signs provides high-quality installation service for any sign. Contact Mayor Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton.
New inventory to the Moody Motor Lot this week include a 2024 Crew Cab Lariat Diesel with the 8-foot box, a really sharp 2020 F-150 Crew Cab with the Sport Appearance Package, and a 2023 F-150 Crew Cab XLT with the 6.5-foot box. On the SUV side is a 2015 Cadillac Escalade and a 2023 High Country Suburban. Stop in and check out our newly expanded inventory right here at Moody Motors in Nyborough.
Boston Shoes to Boots is your locally owned family shoe store located in downtown Yankton on Cedar Street. We offer the service and quality product to fit the whole family. Whether you're in the market for athletics, dress, casual, or work, come shop with us 6 days a week or shop online all the time at bostonshoestoboots.com. Try out our foot scanner and get fitted for insoles. Happy feet keep you healthy and on the move. Boston Shoes to Boots is proud to support Yankton High School athletics.
Looking for your next unforgettable vacation? Enter Yankton Thrive's Great Yankton Adventure Giveaway. You could win a free vacation packed with overnight stays, local dining, and even a guided fishing experience on the beautiful Missouri River, a total value of over $3,000. It's easy to enter and totally free. Head to our website, visit yanktonsd.com, and follow the giveaway link. Don't miss your chance to experience the best of Yankton. Explore more, adventure often, visit Yankton.
Car troubles never happen at a convenient time. Whether you find yourself with a flat tire, dead battery, breakdown, or in an accident, call Gary's Towing. They've been helping drivers in the Yankton area for over 50 years with light, medium, and heavy towing. Family owned and operated Gary's Towing is the name you can count on, day or night.
Call Gary Mike Mason at 605-665-4351. Gary's Towing, where experience means reliability.
I'm Jason Orr, the new owner of FloorTech. If you're not familiar with FloorTech, we specialize in water, fire, and smoke damage mitigation and restoration. Also carpet and duct cleaning. If you do know FloorTech, you know we've proudly served the Southeast South Dakota and Northeast Nebraska regions for over 30 years, with locations in Yankton, Mitchell, and Pierce. Our experienced team will continue to tackle any water-related disaster or cleaning need, because when your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech.
Find them on Facebook or on the web at FloorTech Restoration.
Big things are happening at Parker of Yankton. With 2 new production lines coming soon, we're growing and hiring. We're looking for a product and a mechanical engineer, material handlers, line operation techs, and assemblers for both first and second shift. We offer paid vacation, medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, quarterly profit sharing, 401k match, and a fully paid retirement income account. If you want to work with a team that's building the future right here in Yankton, now's the time. Competitive pay, benefits, and room to grow. Apply today at parker.com/careers.
Parker, engineering your success.
Facing another winter with your vehicles outside because your garage is full? Well, here's an idea. Get a garage from Quality Storage Buildings. A Quality Storage garage is perfect to store riding mower, kids' bikes, anything that takes up space in your main garage. Go online to QualityStorageBuildings.com to see the variety of garages available or design your own with their 3D builder. Quality Storage Buildings with lots in Yankton, Wagner, Freeman, Sioux Center, O'Neill, or Norfolk. Right now, garages are 10% off the base price.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYNTV as we're getting close to kickoff here, now under the 5-minute mark at Crane Youngworth Field. It's time to announce your starting lineups, brought to you by First Chiropractic Centers, making life better one adjustment at a time. Josh Boelter, who is starting for the Yankton Bucks? I'll let you choose which side of the ball you want to kick it off with.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go with the offense tonight. The signal caller, number 10, a senior Tate Bestie. At wide receiver tonight, a trio of seniors, Abe O'Brien, number 17, number 14, Cale Hazelhorst, and number 0, Owen Eidsness. As for the running back tonight, it'll be Jay Sedlacek, wearing number 24. At the H-back spot, number 11, Edley Amaro. Looking at the offensive line, left tackle, number 66, Austin Conway. At left guard tonight, number 68, Jake Walter. At center, number 65, Ben Bowman. At right guard, number 77, Peyton Eustace. And rounding out the offense, Brayden at right tackle, number 64, Drace Gaskins.
Highest powered offense in Class 11 AA, and that's not just us saying it, that's the numbers, Josh. 33.3 points per game this season. I believe the only team in the class over 30 points per game on offense. Who is on this Yankton defense getting the start tonight?
Yeah, looking at the defense here on the front line, a pair of edge rushers, both seniors, number 9, Talon Kenny, and number 11, Edley Amaro. Inside the beef of the defensive line, nose tackle, number 64, Drace Gaskins, as well as defensive tackle, number 94, William Guzman-Ugofsky. Looking at our 2 linebackers tonight for the Bucks, number 33, Chase Platt, number 3, Easton Feezer, and then moving into the back line of this defense at corner tonight, number 1, Carter Boomsma, and number 15, Miles Drotzman, and of course 2 safeties, Tegan LaCroix and Cale Hazelhorst, and then playing that rover spot tonight, number 21, Gavin Johnson.
That's who's getting the start for the Yankton Bucks. They're wearing their red jerseys, white pants with a red stripe, and red helmets for Yankton. White tops, white pants, maroon helmets, and with maroon letters and numbers as well for the Spearfish Spartans. Officials of the game brought to you by the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General. They are the law on the field. And I jumped the gun here with the starting lineups, Josh Boelter. We can't forget about special teams. And I know Brady Hale would be very upset with us if we did not give his guys some love in the special teams department.
I think the only way he would have been more upset was watching that Jackrabbit game last Saturday. I kid.
Hey, we're coyotes. We're throwing stones in a glass house.
Hey, just okay. All right. Anyways, we're going to look at the special teams here. Handling punt duties and kickoffs is Liam Villanueva. Field goals and extra points is Kevin Ortiz. Punt return tonight, Owen Eidsness. Kick return is Owen Eidsness as well as Tegan LaCroix. We should mention long snapper Matt McQuaid and our short snapper tonight, Austin Conway. Taking a look at the coaching staff here for the Yankton Bucks. Head coach Brady Muth, assistant coaches, offensive coordinator and offensive line coach Terry Huber, defensive coordinator Justin Olson, quarterbacks coach TJ Beacom, defensive line coach Dan Schwach, special teams coordinator Brady Hale, and then of course running backs coach Jason Savvy, secondaries coach Alex Topol. Captains tonight for the Yankton Bucks, we got the quarterback Tate Bestie, Owen Eisness, Peyton Eustace, Cale Hazelhorse, and Easton Fieser.
And it looks like all 5 of them are going to be walking out to the center circle for the coin toss here momentarily. While we wait for the coin toss, Josh, big thank you to a couple of our sportscaster partners for helping make this broadcast possible, including America's Best Realty. They're here to help you unlock the American dream. Call them today at 260-1600. And thank you to Elwood Family Dental Care, where they take care of the entire family and are always welcoming new patients. Also, big thanks to Kaiser Heating and Cooling. They're at 808 West 23rd Street here in Yankton. When it comes to heating and cooling, be wiser and go with Kaiser. And lastly, Explorers Credit Union. They're here to help you. They're here to help you on your financial journey with a vision of financial empowerment for everyone. Discover the difference at explorerscu.com. As we await to see who will get the opening coin toss, or who will win the opening coin toss here.
Yeah, we should mention Blackout over in the student section here tonight. Did a really good job of representing here for this first round of the opening playoffs at the Blackout.
I saw the posters around the cafeteria earlier this week when I was covering Gazelles volleyball, so good to see that the student body got the memo tonight. Coin flip is underway. We'll see who referee kind of acknowledges here. Looks like Yankton got acknowledged first, so I assume the Bucks won the toss. They traditionally defer to the second half. That's kind of just that modern thinking of how coin tosses go these days. We'll hear it from the officially. Could have. Yes, it is Yankton winning the toss. They elect to defer. Yankton will go right to left, west to east as you see it and hear it at Crane Youngworth Field. Spearfish will get the ball first. They'll go left to right, east to west here at Crane.
This is where my brain goes. I thought that coin was crazy huge over there. When I can see it move in the air the way it was, that is a giant coin.
That is a novelty coin. Yeah. Looking at who was out there for Spearfish, though, number 8, Jack Coet. He's a senior linebacker for this squad. Number 22, I saw Lathan Lucas, who is one of the senior captains for this team. 71, I believe, Asher Peel. And number 77, Samuel Marcus, out there for Spearfish. So if you're wondering who was out there for the coin toss for the Spartans, that's who they had lined up tonight here on KYNT and KYN TV. Your first quarter is brought to you by the UPS Store and First Dakota National Bank here on KYNT and KYN TV. Kickoff coming up shortly will be brought to you by the Boathouse. The Boathouse in Yankton offers axe throwing, mini bowling, darts, pool, and awesome food and drinks. Of course, all with many TVs to watch all sports. Shout out to our KYN TV watch party location of Ben's Brewing here in Yankton. If it's on KYN TV, then it is on at Ben's. And I think
small businesses are the backbone of our community.
Liam Villanueva waiting to kick off here on KYNT and KYN TV. Villanueva boots this one away. End over end kick going to be received by about the 2-yard line here. Trying to go off the right side and brought down by Owen Eisen. No, check that. Carson Crawl on coverage. And Josh, that's a rarity that you see sometimes. Thomas Hughes, the quarterback, was the kick returner.
Yeah, and he's just a dynamic athlete, and we'll get into that as this game goes. They kind of fly by him and how he's performing, but yeah, I don't see that too often. But a good kick there from Liam, and now Spearfish to start this drive pinned inside their own 15.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from...
Correction, 17.
Yeah, their own 17-yard line. Spearfish in the shotgun, 2 receivers each side. Hughes takes the low snap, has to pick it up off the turf, and has Edley Amaro in his face, able to find a receiver out right side, caught for a gain of about 2 on the play. So could have been a lot worse on that pitch and catch there from Thomas Hughes to Carson Sayer.
Yeah, that one, I don't even know necessarily if that was supposed to be a pass. It just kind of hit the turf immediately, like you said, and Hughes did a good job there just getting it out and getting what he could out of that play.
Hughes in the shotgun again here, 2 receivers each side of the formation. And Spearfish gets set up at the line and then gets the call in.
So yeah, we're running this play clock here.
Yeah, down to 2 seconds on the play clock as Hughes takes the snap, and flags are going to fly there. Most likely going to be against the Spartans here. They blow the play dead. It is a false start against the offense. So that'll back him up from the 19 to the 14 here, Josh, and behind the original line of scrimmage as well.
Yeah, and when you're on the road making a long trip here in the first round of the playoffs, last thing you want to do is get behind the 8 ball early, and things like false starts and low snaps will do that early. Spearfish having some trouble here these first couple plays.
Second and about 13 here for the Spartans. Hughes in the shotgun, sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff, pulls it left side, and RPO action out to Sayer off that left side. Gets past the original line of scrimmage and gets those 5 yards back, Josh, back to the 19.
Yeah, and you'll see that a lot in those RPOs where they throw it at the very last second there. You got to be careful with the linemen, see if they're not across or anything like that. But Hughes made a quick decision to bubble that out and got a nice little gain on that play.
And that's something that Coach Muth mentioned on Tuesday when we talked to him, Josh, using those RPOs almost as a triple option there, that late pass out. The backside defenders or the outside defenders have to stay disciplined on every facet of those RPOs. 3rd and 8 here behind the sticks, or right at the original sticks. Heavy pressure. Hughes just going to throw this one away, out of play. He was getting out of danger there, but a lot of pressure forced by Talon Kenny, Easton Feeser, and Edley Amaro. Felt like every red jersey was in the backfield. The Spartans are going to be forced to punt.
So I think Gaskins was back there too. Really good job there from that front line of the Yankton defense, getting some pressure on a dynamic quarterback who was able to do enough to get away, really didn't have anywhere to go with it, threw it out of bounds, and a good 3 and out here to start for this Yankton defense. Now getting it over to their offense here.
Looks like Sam Marcus, number 77, the offensive lineman, is also out there as the punter for Spearfish. Josh, the only guy's not in the backfield on that play might have been you and me. Here is a boot away. Eidsness going to get underneath of it at about his own 38. He bobbles it. He gets back on top of it, but a high blood pressure situation there for the Yankton coaching staff. It will be 1st and $10 at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, that's a tough catch to make there, but Owen wasn't able to come with it, but he's still able to fall on the football here and avoid disaster. Now we'll see this Yankton offense for the first time tonight and see what they can do with the football here to start.
Tate Bestie will be in the shotgun in his own 32-yard line here. Just over 10 minutes to play in the first quarter. Sedlacek in the backfield with his quarterback. 2 receivers and 2 H-backs out there. Handoff, Sedlacek trying to set the tone early. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Able to stay on his feet, though. Jason Sedlacek with the second effort turns nothing into 2 yards there, Josh.
Just not much there once again, on that play, I should say. Jace tried to get something, but like you said, met the front line there and just kind of stuffed, really, like you said, after about a gain of 2.
2nd and 8 from the Bucs' 34-yard line for the Yankton offense. Trips left here. 1 receiver split out wide to the right. Bestie's going to take the chest high snap. Looks right. Now back to his left. He's going downfield. Has Kale Hazelhorst open, but just out of reach. Hazelhorst might have had 6 on that one if the connection was clean.
Yeah, and if you're Tate, you got to make that throw. Protection was clean, had all day to throw, and Kale was open. Just got to find a way to hit that. You know he wants that back and look to redeem himself here on 3rd down.
3rd and 8 for Yankton. Still early on, so even if they get close to the sticks, most likely going to see the punt team. So you got to get 8 yards to keep this drive going. Now under 9.5 minutes to play. Boomsma's going to go in motion. Bestie takes the snap, has some time. Now he lets it go downfield for Owen Eidsness. That one's out of reach as well. That's 2 plays now in a row, Josh, where just a little out of reach for his receivers, and the Bucs are going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, and the line collapsed a little bit, but not enough. I think Tate kind of created his own pressure there, got a little happy, and just kind of let that one fly and wasn't able to connect with Owen on that play. And a quick 3 and out here for the Bucs to start this contest.
We'll see how Tate settles in on the eventual second drive for Yankton. He's been dealing this year, Josh. When he's at his best, he might be the number 1 quarterback in the class right now as Villanueva boots this one away. A high booming kick, muffed at the 15-yard line, down the field, and almost on top of it was Will Sager. It will be recovered after the muff, but inside their own 15-yard line, a beautiful punt flipping the field for Liam Villanueva.
Yeah, great punt there from Liam, and now we're flip-flopping muffed punts here to start here at Crane, and once again pinned deep inside their own territory here to start for this Spearfish offense on their second drive.
I believe they're going to mark the ball at the 13-yard line here.
Really,
maybe the 14.
Really kind of avoided disaster there, Brayden. I couldn't see what number it was for Yankton. Almost got on top of that, but it was really close.
I did catch that. It was number 80, Will Sager, almost on top of that one. There it is at their own 13 officially. They've been moving the sticks around a little bit, but 1st and 10 from their own 13 for Spearfish. Thomas Hughes operating from the shadow of his own end zone. Low snap, handoff off the left side. Quite a bit of space off that left side. Madden McQuaid eventually brings the running back down, but that's a nice carry there for Mick Bosch, his first carry of the night.
Yeah, nice run on that play. That's just off the left tackle there. Gets a nice gain and a first down here to convert the first down of this game, Brayden.
Looks like Talon Kenny is going to come off here. Substitution on that D-line. Jake Bivens out there. Edley Amaro the other edge. Here's the shotgun set again for Spearfish. And Hughes got the D-line to jump, and flags are going to fly for it. If the defensive line moving causes one of those offensive linemen to move, Josh, that's usually where we see the defensive penalties.
Yeah, and there were a couple bucks on that play that moved. I think looking at there, Edley moved as well as Guzman Yugovsky both jumped on that play. That's a free 5 yards for this Spartan offense.
Looks like they officially ruled it against Edley Amaro here. So 1st and 5 for Spearfish. Operating from the 29-yard line now. You had that 10-plus yard carry on the opening play for Mick Bosch, and then a 5-yard penalty. Here's Hughes looking out right side, caught by his intended target, wrapped up and spun down on the near sideline there. Nice little catch out to Cade Vavruska, but brought down in the end by Cale Hazelhorst.
And that's just a lot to ask from Cale. He's coming across the field there. That's just a simple arrow into the flat and an easy first down there on the catch.
Still early on, but Yankton, you can see the focus is trying to keep Hughes boxed in. They're going pretty, I don't want to say why, but they're holding contain a little more than I think we've seen in the past from Yankton. Using the shotgun again. He's going to take the snap, hold on to it, play action, looking downfield over the head of the intended target. Had Sayer with a step on Carter Boomsma, but left it too tall.
Yeah, just a nice little play pass there over the top across the field, and like you said, just not able to hit Sayer on that play. I love watching this offense, Brayden. It's probably, honestly, in my opinion, one of the closest we've seen to Yankton's offense this year, where you're going to see a lot of shotgun passes down the field, things like that, even quick passes as well. But I think really it is the closest that we're going to see to a Yankton-style offense here in 11AA.
Feels like a very modern offense where you see all these RPOs and these reads and just giving the quarterback time to make decisions. Hughes has his team at 2nd and 10 now from their own 35-yard line. He'll take the snap, look left side, pump fake, forced to scramble out, has Edley Amaro and Drace Gaskins behind him, keeps his eyes downfield, lets it go, jump ball, contested catch brought in by Spearfish. Great coverage by Gavin Johnson, but Jack Couette just went up there and ripped it out of the sky.
Yeah, that's a heck of a catch there, Brayden. Just go up and get the football, and it was really good coverage there from Gavin Johnson. I just like you said, just receiver a little bit taller, able to jump, go up and get that football.
Yeah, 6'3", 200 pounds is what the receivers listed at in Couette. And Gavin Johnson, not small in his own right, but 6 foot 185, was giving up a couple inches on that one. And I was just, once again, keeping the eyes downfield for Thomas Hughes. That's how teams can. That's how this offense really, really shines for Spearfish.
Yeah, and it does shine when they're able to do that. We've seen a lot of play action here early and trying to go across and over the top. We're going to get a stoppage of play here. I'm not sure if there's a timeout. There is on the Spearfish side of things.
Yeah, timeout taken by the Spartans. We'll take it with them. It's brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Still 0-0 with 7:30 to go in the first quarter of play. Spearfish is driving at the Yankton 43-yard line. We're back in 30 seconds here on KYNT, KYN-TV.
FM 1021 and AM 1450. KYNT. Yankton.
Loading the kids in the car. Brokering peace in the back seat. Mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
Welcome back on KYNC and KYN-TV. 1st and 10 for Spearfish from the Yankton 43-yard line. First time today either of these teams has been in plus territory.
Yeah, and that came off a big play to Collette there before the timeout as the snap here on first down.
Bosch with the handoff up the middle, tries to bounce it out right side. He is brought down from behind by Drace Gaskins. I think Tegan LaCroix was in there helping to trip it up initially. But a gain of 3 there for Bosch brings up 2nd and 7 from the Yankton 40.
Yeah, 2nd and 7, like you said, but going back to that play, just a jump ball, pressure in Hughes' face. He rolls out left and just throws it up, gives his guy a chance, and Collette comes down with the ball for a big play and really setting up the Spearfish offense with a chance to get some points early.
2nd and 7 here. Face mask high snap, going to hand it off to Bosch, and Amaro was in the backfield in a hurry, but he had eye discipline on Hughes, the quarterback, so a smart handoff there, ends up getting 2 yards, but Bosch, not a lot of running room to make it 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and Hughes, it really looks like he's got those options to run or throw on those plays, but he's seeing Amaro coming quick and just saying, all right, we'll take what we can get here and live for a 3rd and 5 with a quick handoff to Bosch.
I would also get rid of the ball as soon as possible if Edley Amaro was bearing down on me. 3rd and 5 from the Yankton 38. Hughes is going to pull this one, roll out right side, tries to get it away, knocked right back into his face. That's Tegan LaCroix and Edley Amaro providing pressure. I believe it was LaCroix who got his hands on that pass, though, to bring up 4th and 5 from the Yankton 38. And Josh, this is kind of that no man's land. Looks like Spearfish is going to go for it.
Yeah, and you can't see it on where I'm doing right now, but Tegan LaCroix was about this close from taking that to the house off that tip there. He did a nice job on that play. There was a receiver in Vavuska who got open after the out of the flat there, but to no avail, and now a 4th and 5.
There's one Yankton player really close to the line from the neutral zone here, Josh. That's something to keep an eye on as Hughes changing the play at the line on 4th and 5, under 5 to go on the play clock. No flags. Hughes takes the snap, looks left side, goes on the out route to Collette, and got him for the first down. Carson Kral makes the tackle at the 31-yard line, but the Spearfish Spartans moving the chains, knocking on the door, potentially the first score of the game with just over 6 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a simple out route there, and Collette was able to come up with it again. Another big play on this drive, about 7 yards down the field, and Hughes with a nice throw. Kenny was kind of barreling down with some pressure there, but Hughes makes the play and converts on a big 4th down.
1st and 10 for Thomas Hughes and the Spartans from the Yankton 31-yard line. Hughes in the shotgun again. Might not see anybody line up under center today. Hughes fires quick over the middle, too high for the intended target. Cale Hazelhorst was in coverage, was trying to find Cade Vavruska on that one, the 6'4 junior receiver, but just a little too tall for him.
Yeah, just a little too tall, and Spearfish is not afraid to throw across the middle of the field deep. They've been throwing those deep, if you want to call them slants or crossers on those. They've gone to that a few times, haven't been able to connect on that yet, but went to it again right there.
2nd and 10 from the Yankton 31-yard line, and, you know, mirroring Yankton's offense in terms of the style, the spreading out the team and getting the team set pretty quickly, but not mirroring the offense in the sense of quick plays being made, as we are under 10 seconds on the play clock again here with Hughes in the shotgun. Mick Bosch on his left hip pocket. 2 seconds on the play clock as he takes the snap. He's going to pull it. It's going to be a double reverse. It's going to be a pass downfield. Boomsma trying to get there in coverage. It is caught. No, ripped out late. Incomplete pass. Carter Boomsma with a great recovery there. We're going to look at it again in your Vision Care Associates replay. It was a double reverse, and Collette, who's actually also listed as a quarterback, sends it downfield. It is brought in initially, but Boomsma able to rip it out. Not a football move is ruled, Josh, and it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, wow, that was a heck of a play call there. A gutsy play call from the Spearfish offense, and almost came up with that. What a play there from the senior cornerback to knock that out at the last second.
Yeah, Sayer went up and had both mitts on it, and Boomsma just ripped it away from him. 3rd and 10 from the Yankton 31. Maybe 4 down territory again. Hughes, play action under a lot of pressure. Finds a lane off the left side. Gains about 6 yards before he's met at the 25 and pushed back. Ball came out late. Edley Amaro jumps on it, but they're going to say the play was blown dead before that ball got loose.
Yeah, like I said, I think they're going to call forward progress on that. And like you said, as the play was going on, probably 2 down territory here, or 4 down territory, so had 2 plays to get us. That's a heads-up play there by Hughes to scramble and get a few yards, make it 4th and a little more manageable. But for Yankton there, you get the stop, make it 4th and 5. Now it's as simple as this. You got to find a way to get a stop here. Can't let them convert another 4th on this drive.
They ruled that play stopped at the Yankton 26, so 4th and 5. Hughes takes the snap, looking over the middle, under some pressure, gets away from Madden McQuaid, now takes off, gets away from another tackler almost inside the 10-yard line. He's down at the 11, but those chains are moving, Josh, and into the red zone for the first time tonight.
Yeah, that's a heck of a run there by the quarterback. If you're Yankton, you got to make that tackle. Had him a couple times and just weren't able to make the play. And now another big fourth down conversion here for the Spearfish offense.
I didn't see who the second guy was, but Matt McQuaid had a hand on him at one point. Another guy had a hand on him, and Thomas Hughes just covered in Crisco, unable to get a good grip on him. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 11, so basically 1st and goal. Hughes looks right side. Ball brought in, but immediately brought down by Cale Hazelhorst on that one. It was a catch from Cade Vavruska, and it gains about 6 yards as well. They got 2nd and 4 from the 5.
Yeah, just another quick hitter outside there and a nice completion on 1st down.
Clock bleeding down as well. Just over 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Yankton's only had one possession so far, and it was a 3 and out. Spearfish has been eating yards and time in this first quarter. Hughes takes the snap, a little high, but brings it down. He's forced to roll out to his left. Under pressure from Talon Kenny, he lets it go into the end zone. That might have been intercepted. No, incomplete. Miles Drotzman knocked it away. Miles Drotzman, we talk about how good in coverage he's been all season long. Almost had a pick there.
Yeah, and there's another guy in the secondary I want to highlight. It's Tegan LaCroix. He comes barreling down at the last second. Otherwise, I think Hughes is scampering into the end zone on a run there. The junior safety, did a really good job of keeping Hughes forced to throw that football instead of taking off.
3rd and 4 from the Yankton 5-yard line. Not quite 3rd and goal. You can get a 1st down. Handoff, Mick Bosch off the right side, gets met by Austin Conway and a few more. Bosch only stands 5'6", but he's running hard. It took $4, heck, $5 to bring him down at the 3-yard line. So it's 4th and 2 from the 3, Josh.
Yeah, and that's one of those, they know they're going for it on 4th down again, right? Might as well set up the play, get a couple yards closer, make it 4th and short here, and that's what they were doing on that handoff.
Ball at the right hash as well. Look for Hughes maybe to roll out to his left. That wide side of the field could provide a lot of options. Trips to that left side of the formation as well. Hughes with Bosch in the backfield takes the snap. He's going right to that left side. It's a designed run. Cale Hazelhorst in the backfield. The Bucks defense, they bent Josh, but they did not break. Hazelhorst and Drotzman were in the backfield. They dropped the quarterback at about the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 Bucks from deep in their own territory.
Yeah, heck of a stop there. That looked like a traditional option play with a pitch outside potentially, but the Yankton defense did a good job of stopping a good athlete in Hughes from getting outside and being able to bounce that even further. And good job to stop that there. They converted 2 4th downs earlier in this drive, get off the field on that 3rd one, and couldn't have asked for that at a better time here on 4th and goal or on 4th and 2 from about the 4.
Basically 4th and goal, and we're going to get a handoff here to Chase Sedlacek. Finds the gap up the middle. Gain of 11 on that one. Gets down to the 20-yard line, Josh. New set of downs, and then out of the shadow of your own end zone as well.
Yeah, needed that there. You went 3 and out on that first drive. To get this second drive started with a nice run is big on that one. Good play by the senior tailback.
Shotgun formation again here. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Eidsness goes in motion right to left of the formation. Bestie, high snap, but brings it down. Handoff to Sedlacek. Not as much running room on that one. He only got a yard to the 22.
Yeah, like you said, high snap, maybe threw off the timing a little bit there, but not much. This Spearfish front line doing a good job on that play, getting the stop, and like you said, maybe a yard or 2 on that play.
Trips left of the formation here for Bestie in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap, roll to that left side. Looking downfield. Looks like a levels concept. High ball going to Cale Hazelhorst. He's hit as he went up for it, but no flags going. I think they might have ruled that one a little uncatchable for Hazelhorst there because he definitely got popped as he was reaching up for it.
Yeah, just nothing there on that one. The Spearfish secondary did a good job of really taking away all the options there. The only thing he really had was to throw it up to Cale Hazelhorst and just wasn't able to come up with that one.
And that felt like a different case than we've seen before where Bestie's just been a little off with his receivers on that opening drive. That one was more put it where he thinks only Cale can get it. Bestie going to Eidsness on the out route. He goes up and gets it at the 32-yard line, gets down, and that's a 1st down for Yankton. Gain of 11. Bestie to Eidsness, a combination that's worked all year.
Yeah, and they weren't able to connect last week. Nice to see them get something here in the first quarter there on a big 3rd down and keep this drive moving.
Nearing the 2-minute mark of this first quarter of play, Yankton and Spearfish tied at 0 here in the opening round of the 11AA playoffs. Eidsness goes in motion out wide to the right side, and it's a handoff up the gut. Sedlacek following his blockers, breaks through the initial line of defenders, and gets down for a 9-yard gain to the Yankton 41, almost moving the chains again there for Jace Sedlacek.
Yeah, and it's big here. Just keep building on things in this drive. You started inside your own 10. Just keep doing what you can to get it moving. Nice run there by Sedlacek.
2nd and 1. Isis in motion. It's another handoff to Sedlacek. He's up in the middle. First down and more. Past the 50-yard line. Yankton's in Spearfish territory for the first time tonight. He's down at the Spartans 49.
Yeah, and Jace has been able to get going here in this first quarter. Brayden, a couple nice runs and 2 back-to-back right there, and now all of a sudden in Spearfish territory.
Pistol formation here for the Bucks. Sedlacek, the deep back. Bestie's got 2 receivers left, 1 right. It's another handoff to Sedlacek, his 3rd straight carry. This one only gets about 2 yards down to the 47 of the Spartans. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that one didn't really go anywhere, but I like that this Yankton offense is saying, okay, run game's working. Let's keep feeding the man. That's what they did on that play. Not much there, though. Setting up a 2nd and 8.
Trips right of the formation here from the Spearfish 47. 1 receiver out left is Carter Boomsman with no help over the top. Bestie's going to roll out left. It's a pitch option. Gets it out to Sedlacek. Puts a stiff arm and runs through 2 defenders. Jace Sedlacek keeps the shoulder down and keeps on moving. We're going to have to look at that play again on our Vision Care Associates replay, Josh, because that is tough running personified for Jace Sedlacek. Takes the pitch option and just gets busy to work.
Yeah, and Jack, who initially had a nice job of containing that, it was played perfectly. Just Jace made an even better play and kept chugging and getting a first down there.
Back to live action, 1st and 10 from the Spearfish 38. It's another handoff to Jace Sedlacek. Heavy workload for him. He gets down to the 36, so a gain of 2, but that's been about the case of long gain, short gain, back to it.
Yeah, and he's got 46 yards on 8 carries here in the first quarter. He's been really good as Easton Fieser checks in. A running back here on 2nd. We'll see if the Bucks snap it. They don't have to here if they don't want to, but they will.
Handoff, Fieser. He's following his blockers, cuts inside, gets the gap, gets a first down and more. Down to the 25-yard line. The run game is working, and that's how we're going to end the first quarter of play. 0-0 after 1 between 2 of the better offenses in Class 11 AA defense showing out through the first 12 minutes. Where this quarter break is brought to you by Conkling Distributing, and your first quarter was brought to you by the UPS Store and First Dakota National Bank. We're back in 1 minute with your second quarter here on KYNT, KYN-TV.
At Vision Care Associates, we're always improving our technology for the health of your eyes. With Optomap dilation-free exams, you get a comprehensive view of your retina without the need for dilation eye drops. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it keeps your day interruption-free. Optomap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. Book your Optomap exam now.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
First and 10 from the Spearfish 25. We flip sides of the field as well. Yankton's offense now moving left to right as you see it and hear it on KYNT and KYN-TV. Spartans will go right to left here at Crane. Eisnes goes in motion to the right side of the formation. Handoff Sedlacek off the left side. He beats the initial tackler at the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up, though, and brought down after a gain of 4 down to the 21. So a decent gain there to start this set of downs.
Yeah, heavy dosage of Jace Sedlacek in that first quarter. He had 46 yards on 8 carries in that first quarter, and then we saw an 11-yard run from Easton Fieser as well. But, yeah, if the run game's working, might as well stick with it, and that's what you're seeing from this Yankton offense here so far in the first half.
Math makes me, if math is correct there, that 4-yard carry to open up the second quarter has got him at 50 yards already. Bestie passing for the first time in a while, rolling right, might turn into a runner here. He tucks it and runs, gets past the 15, out of bounds, right at that 15-yard line. They're going to give him the 14, and that is going to move the chains as well. First and 10 from the Spearfish 14. 6-yard gain, or 7-yard gain, excuse me, for Bestie on that run.
Yeah, and I've said this a couple times this year, Brayden. Underrated part of Tate Bestie's game is being able to take off when he has to. Nice run there for the first down.
Eisnes in motion. It's a handoff to Sedlacek up the gut. Puts the shoulder down at the 10-yard line and keeps trucking forward down to the 7. They might even give him the 6 here. They are. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2. No, it is going to be 7. 2nd and 3 from the 7-yard line. And Yankton is operating from your Midwest Insurance Agency red zone for the first time tonight.
And once again, this offensive line, the interior specifically, just getting some good push. They were about 4 or 5 yards down the field on that play, Brayden, and just blocking up front really well tonight.
Pistol formation again, Eidsness in motion. It's just more eye candy for a handoff to Jay Sedlacek. Gets to the 5, push the shoulder down at the 4. He's got 2 defenders on him, and he's dragging one of them on a second effort. And that's not exactly a small human being either. He was dragging 6'1", about 230 for Samuel Marcus. He was trying to push through there.
Yeah, if it's working, why change it up? And that's another run there for this Yankton offense. Now, as they're lining up here, it looks like we might be getting some buck truck here.
Tegan LaCroix is out there. Easton Feeser checking in. I saw Chase Platt check in as well. It is the buck truck formation here, looking for the first touchdown of the game. 1st and goal from the 4. LaCroix off the right side. He is into the end zone for 6. Got there eventually, but some tough running all drive long. Got Yankton their first score of the game. 6-0 on the board. That scoring drive brought to you by Core Trust Bank.
Yeah, smash mouth football, Brayden, on that drive. That started inside the Yankton 10. They go over 90 yards, get the touchdown there, and it was mainly running the football, capping it off with Tegan LaCroix on the buck truck for a touchdown.
We'll take a look at it again, your Vision Care Associates replay here momentarily. That's after this extra point from Kevin Ortiz. That's the first score of the game. Scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. Ortiz puts the left foot through it. Got a little more under that one than usual and actually goes wide left. It will remain 6-0 here at Crane Youngworth Field. Let's take a look at that touchdown run again, your Vision Care Associates replay. LaCroix takes the snap, goes off the right side following Madden McQuaid. You can see he's wrapped up initially about 3 yards short, but he's just able to get in, gets through the 1 tackle, and before he is pulled back, able to break the plane. 6-0 your scoring drive once again from Core Trust Bank. We're back in 30 seconds with your kickoff here on KYNT, KYN TV.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Welcome back on KYNT and KYN TV. 10-12 to go. Right around there here in the second quarter of play. Liam Villanueva to kick things off after Yankton able to score for the first time tonight. That was only their second drive as well, and we are 14 minutes into this ball game.
Yeah, and all really running the football. There are only 2 pass attempts on that drive for Yankton. 1 completion. Running the football, get it done here as Yankton kicks off.
Sire receives it inside his own 10-yard line, tries to find some space down that right sideline. He is driven out of bounds at about the 25. So 1st and 10, Spearfish from their own 25-yard line. And Josh, 3rd drive of the day for the Spartans, but it's their best starting field position.
Yeah, best starting field position, and they had a really good drive last time out. Brayden converted 2 4th downs throughout that drive and were able to move all the way the length of the football field, but just a big stop on a 4th and what we like we said was basically 4th and goal from about the 4-yard line. Weren't able to convert and fall short on that. Now looking to capitalize and get some points here, now trailing in this football game after Yankton responds go all the way down the field.
Spearfish's offense, once again, spreading the Yankton defense out, but methodical with it as they're still not quite set at the line with under 10 seconds on the play clock. Now 5 seconds on the play clock as Hughes gets ready for the snap. He claps, takes the snap, handoff Mick Bosch off the left side. He gets through the initial tackler, and he's dragging defenders with him. That's a first down and more for Mick Bosch. That's a gain of 12 on the play for the Spartans running back. Gets down to the Yankton the Spearfish 37-yard line.
Yeah, good run from Bosch. I didn't think he had much there. Was just able to fight through on that sweep play and get some nice yards and get a first down.
Mick Bosch stands 5'6", weighs 175 pounds, but Josh, I feel like if anybody knows that size doesn't matter in running backs, it's Yankton, considering how great Evan Sirk was for them the last couple years. Chest high snap, handoff to Bosch again off the left side. He gets the edge. He's brought out of bounds, though, by Miles Drotzman and Tegan LaCroix. Gain of 4 on the play, gets to the Spartans 41.
And Yankton's going to have to find a way now to adjust. They've been bouncing outside on a lot of these design runs outside and had some success with that. And now Yankton looking to find a way to slow that down.
Actually going to mark as a 3-yard gain to the 40-yard line. Initially was spotted at the 41. Shotgun formation for Hughes. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Running back Bosch in the backfield. Hughes pulls it this time on the read option. Between the tackles, he is brought down by a combination of Madden McQuaid and Carson Crawl. But he gets down to the 43-yard line here, so a gain of 3.
Yeah, big third down here, obviously, Brayden. We'll see if Yankton can get the stop here. They were fine on third down. It was more fourth down that there were struggles on the last drive. Now we'll see if Yankton can get a stop here and force another fourth down here on this drive.
Spearfish taking their time getting the play in from the sideline. 15 seconds on the play clock as Hughes starts to come set at his quarterback spot. Now 10 seconds on the play clock and a crucial 3rd and 4 here. From their own 43, Hughes takes the snap, drops back. Now he'll take off, turns into a runner, gets to the line to gain, and past the 50. He's still going. Madden McQuaid rips that ball out late. It ricochets off the shoulder of Jason Logic on the sideline, but Hughes was already out of bounds with a first down and into Yankton territory.
Yeah, that's 1, maybe 2 reads there, and then Hughes is taking off knowing he's got a clock and have to get moving, and he did on that one and got the first down here. Spearfish keeps this drive alive.
It's once again what we've heard from multiple people on the Yankton coaching staff watching tape and others as well. Just Thomas Hughes really drives this Spearfish offense, and it is showing right now. He's going to hand it off to Mick Bosch off the left side. Bosch finds a gap. He's brought down by Tegan LaCroix at the 35-yard line as a gain of exactly 10. We'll see if they move the chains. They will. 1st and 10, Spearfish at the Yankton 35.
And it's just simple option offense there, Brayden. They're watching on the other end Edley Amaro win against his side against the right tackle there. And when they see him win, they're just handing it off instead of the quarterback keeping it. And that's an easy decision. And Bosch is finding some nice run lanes here. He's got 43 yards on 7 carries.
That's just over 6 yards of carry for him there. Shotgun formation for Thomas Hughes. 2 receivers out wide to the right, 1 to the left. But Bosch is in the backfield with his quarterback. Hughes pulls this one on a read option. There's a pass option off of it, too. Gets to Coet, and he's got a lot of space. He's into the end zone as well. Stiff arms Miles Drotzman. I thought Drotzman was farther away from the play than he ended up being, and they mark him out at the 1-yard line. What a recovery for Miles Drotzman. We'll see if we can see that recovery again here on your Vision Care Associates replay. It's late in the play, but Miles Drotzman, number 15, comes in and shoves him out of bounds. That might have been a touchdown, but we'll see here.
Yeah, and you know, they'll get a chance here. Obviously, they can just line up here on 1st and goal from the 1. What a play. Just throw it out in the flat. Cassette just makes it happen from there.
Timeout taken by the Yankton defense. We'll take it with them. It's brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Be wiser and go with Kaiser. Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Yankton Bucks football. KYNT, KYNTV, the Bucks up 6.
A couple days ago, a teacher came into the UPS store to print some worksheets for her classroom. As we were printing, she asked if we could help her design and print a custom banner for her school's upcoming event. Yes, we can. At the UPS store in Yankton, where for over 8 years we've been serving educators, businesses, and community members with all kinds of printing solutions. Stop by today and let us assist with your next project, and be sure to ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
First and goal from the Yankton 1-yard line for the Spearfish Spartans. Thomas Hughes in the shotgun with Mick Bosch on his right hip pocket. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. That's how the Spartans line up. They got 4 shots and only a yard to get in the end zone and tie this game and potentially take the lead. Hughes. High snap, a lot of whistles blowing, a flag flies. I think somebody might have got a jump start there, either side of the ball. That was almost a disaster for Spearfish. There's the high snap, means it wasn't a clean handoff, and Yankton was getting a good push from their D-line as well.
Yeah, now we'll see what the call is. The officials are still discussing here. They're moving it back. That's going to be on Spearfish, and that's big, and that's where we talked about how maybe that looked like a touchdown. You're thinking, okay, you line up, next play, you just get it. And now all of a sudden you're back 6 yards on this. That's a tough break here for the Spartan offense.
First and goal from the 6-yard line here now for the Spartans. Under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Thomas using the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Hughes is going to take the snap. Hand it off to Bosch off the right side. He gets past the initial wave of tacklers, and he's into the end zone, so the yardage didn't really matter. Just makes Mick Bosch's touchdown run look a little more impressive. He's into the end zone for 6 for Spearfish.
Yeah, and a good
Check that. There's a flag. Sorry.
Oh, we'll hold up and see what this is then. Yeah, that could be a big swing here, depending on what it is.
If it goes against the offense, it could be holding on that far side. You see that from time to time.
And they are walking back. That's a crazy turn of events here, Brayden.
And this makes me want to go to the almost touchdown once again here on your Vision Care Associates replay. We'll slow it down at KYN TV, but if you're listening on KYNT, Miles Drotzman pushes the receiver, Coet, at about the 2-yard line. It looks like Coet extends for the goal line before his foot hits out of bounds. And
he
looking
touches
back,
the pylon there, Brayden, with his foot. That's a touchdown. that is a touchdown. But yeah, either way, back here, Brayden, we do have an illegal shift, so it's going to be first and goal from the 11 now for Spearfish.
and that call on the field becomes even more crucial in this one. Yankton leads 6-0, 7:50 to go in the second quarter of play. Under 5 seconds on the play clock here as Hughes takes the snap. He will pull it, fakes the handoff to Bosch, has some space off the left side, tries to cut back in, meets a couple Yankton defenders. Looked like Madden McQuaid led the charge on that one. It is McQuaid, and he's fired up. Brings up second and goal from the 12-yard line here for Spearfish.
And yeah, and this is, they still have some plays to recover, but this is turning into a disaster for Spearfish. You go backwards after getting first and goal at the 1, 2 penalties, and then you lose a yard on that play. They're going to have to find a way to recover here if they want to try to get in the end zone.
Message getting sent in from the sideline here. Hughes comes, brings his team set at the line. Under 10 seconds on the play clock. Hughes will clap, take the snap with 5. He'll look to pass. Right side, going to the near pylon. Caught at the 3-yard line and lit up out of bounds. Carter Boomsma. Josh, you love to say it. He's bringing the boom, and he brought the lumber on that one. Brought to you by Mead Lumber.
Yeah, nice play there on that one. Just hitting the guy out of bounds, getting him out of bounds on that. Wide open on that play. Now sets up 3rd and goal here from the 3. We'll see what Spearfish chooses to do here.
2 receivers split out wide to the left, 1 receiver right. There's also a tight end set up off the line. Hughes going to take the snap. Handoff, Bosch off the right side. He is met by 2 tacklers. Madden McQuaid in there and Chase Platt, and they lay him on the turf. Gain of nothing, might have even lost a yard, Josh.
Yeah, now it's decision time here for the Spearfish offense. Do you go for it? I think they are. They do have 4th and goal from the 3 here, and we'll see. But yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it here. What a crazy sequence of plays here in these last few snaps. Yankton 1 play away here from potentially getting off the field.
Madden McQuaid has just been ready to go all night long. It's like a hunting dog on the first day of the season, Josh.
And need him to come up big one more time here along the rest of this Yankton defense. They want to get a stop.
3, 2, 1, and they're going to take a timeout here for Spearfish. Second time out of the half. It's brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling.
I kind of like it here, Brayden. You can take a chance here, talk about this one. I sound like Peyton Manning on the Manning cast. Talk about this one, E. Let's take a timeout here. Ding, 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 ding. I hope Tel Tanner's listening. Broncos game from a few years ago. But yeah, I like this decision here. Take some time, come up with something you like. I'd be dialing up one of those RPOs where the running back can bounce it outside on a sweep. That's worked really a lot tonight for Spearfish. But yeah, I think they're still going to go for it. But just the chance to regroup here and have a conversation before you go for it.
Timeouts once again brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Be wiser and go with Kaiser. Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton.
Now they're kicking it, Brayden. They're going to kick the field goal here.
Well, it would cut the lead in half if they sink it here. 6-0 Yankton advantage after a missed extra point after the Tegan LaCroix touchdown in the last Yankton drive. They're going to have to shut off Leonard Skinner before they kick this one away.
Hey, we can just play Leonard the whole night. I'm good with that.
I think legally you can't be playing music while the kick is up, and it is off the right, upright, no good. Yankton's defense once again bends but does not break in the end. And Josh, they might be thinking about how close that play was at the goal line for some time to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And now if you're Spearfish, you've been able to move the ball all night, Brayden. The problem is now you've been in the red zone or inside the 10 twice and haven't been able to come away with any points. That's big in a game like this, obviously, and you know that's a tough break for the Spearfish football team. Once again, has been moving the ball well, but Yankton has been able to bow up inside the 10 and get a couple big stops here.
Looks like a shotgun formation is where it will be for Yankton here. And they'll set up 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Field goal basically works as a touchback in high school. I think it's also if you kick it from farther out, it still goes to the 20. That's just why Yankton gets to line up there. Handoff, Sedlacek off the right side. He is brought down from behind. Not much running room on that one. Only gets a yard to the Yankton 21.
Just not much there. I thought for a second he was able to break that out and bounce it out towards the right side and wasn't able to. Only about a yard on that play. But we saw last drive, Brayden, this Yankton offense, they chose to run the football all the way down the field and did a really good job there. They've got 84 rushing yards as a team this first half, 62 of that from Jason Sedlacek on 12 carries, by the way.
Bestie's going to look to throw here, rolls out to his right, keeps his eyes downfield, pump fakes, now just turns into a runner, gets as many yards as he can. He steps out of bounds at about the 23 or 24. They're playing a little hot potato between the lines, but ends up being 23. So short gain, but better than nothing for Tate Bestie. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, if it's not there, no need to force the issue, right? Take what you can get, even if it's not much. I'd rather have 3rd and 7 than an incomplete pass or something where you force an interception or something like that. So heads up play by the senior quarterback.
Trips left just to the wide side of the field as Yankton's lined up at the right hash. Bestie looks to that left side, now rolls that way. He's looking downfield, letting it go for Abe O'Brien. Caught it incomplete. They might rule that a fumble as well. No, they're ruling it incomplete. O'Brien brought it in. It got popped out. Yankton recovered, but it's ruled an incomplete pass. And that is, I did not catch the player who knocked it out, Josh. You're going to have to take a look again at that on their Vision Care Associates replay. That looks like it is number 7 for Spearfish that knocked that out, Keegan Ozuna. And that is a huge play there, knocking that one out late. It ends up being erasing what would have been a huge gain.
And I think that was the right call there. I don't think Abe ever really made a football move. I'd have to look at it.
Don't talk to me about football moves with receivers.
Well, I love talking football moves about receivers with you, Brayden Butler. Let's go here. But Yankton punting on this one. I thought for a second there, heck of a throw by Tate Bestie. We should mention on that is Carson Crawl running in late on this play, and they're going to get a penalty flag on that.
And that's going to back the Yankton punt team up 5 yards. Villanueva's got a great leg, but not being set up for success.
Yeah, and they're going to call delay a game on that with Crawl running in late. And like you said, bringing this Yankton special teams back. It's cleaned up, obviously, and been amazing as the year's gone along. You know, some rough spot patches earlier in the year, a couple blocked punts against Watertown. But really since then, the special team, specifically on punt, has been really clean this year.
Chest high snap to Villanueva. He boots this one away. It's spiraling down and be fair caught at the 36-yard line. So a huge punt there, flipping field again for Liam Villanueva. They're actually going to mark it at the 37, but 1st and 10 from there for the Spearfish Spartans. Yankton leads 6-0 with just over 5 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, and here comes the Spartans, an offense that's been moving the ball well, Brayden, but we talked about 2 trips inside the Yankton 10 and just haven't been able to come away with points, and that's obviously big stops there from the Yankton defense. They're going to need another one here, only up 6 towards the mid to late stages of this first half.
Spearfish huddling up here, too, to start this drive.
Yeah, and they're interesting, Brayden. They're kind of a spread option RPO offense that is pretty content with taking this play clock down under 10 on almost every single snap.
Bosch moves from the right side to the left side of his quarterback in the backfield, and it will be a handoff to Bosch, trying to get off the right side. Gets past Edley Amaro on the edge. He's wrapped up and spun down by Tegan LaCroix. Little gator roll there from LaCroix to bring down the running back. Gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6 from the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and if it isn't broke, don't fix it, Brayden. They're running those sweeps to either side a lot tonight, and it's worked. And you saw it again right there for a nice gain of 4.
Spearfish taking their time again as there's a train coming through town. If you're listening in your car and you're on Broadway right now, you're probably upset with that. But hey, you got more time to listen to us. Handoff off the left side. Here goes Mick Bosch trying to cut it upfield. Sees a wall of red, but still finds a gap in it down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and Fieser forced Bosch to cut it back in. The problem was there wasn't much there for this Yankton defense to get a stop once Bosch made the cut. He had a nice carry on that play for a gain of 5.
Yankton's done a good job flowing on those plays, but I think that right there we saw them over pursue, which led to that opening.
Yeah, trying to correct. Once again, we've talked about how well Bosch has done on those outside runs, and they were trying to correct on that play, and just like you said, over pursued.
Hughes takes the snap. It's another handoff to Bosch up the middle. He's got the first down to the 49-yard line in Yankton territory. So moving those chains again, another gain of 5 there for Bosch.
Yeah, another nice run there and getting a first down. He has been really, really good tonight and making another play there.
1st and 10 from the 49.
Spearfish taking their time again, getting the play call in. You got the whole play clock. You might as well use it. We're under the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter. Yankton's up 6-0 in this opening round playoff matchup in 11AA.
Yeah, and Brayden, Yankton does get the football first next half, so I think Spearfish is pretty content with taking as much clock as they can here. So that run really goes nowhere. Maybe call it a gain of 2 on that play.
Yeah, Bosch off the left side. 2 is what they're going to give him. Austin Conway, Miles Drotzman in there for the tackle. Tegan LaCroix, Talon Kenny near the play. The point being, a lot of Bucks gain tackling. That's what head coach Brady Muth likes to see from his defense.
Yeah, much better on that one. Limited Bosch on that play. There's just not much to gain there. Now 2nd and 8 for the Spartans.
2nd and 8 from the Yankton 47. Hughes will clap, take the snap, hand it off to Bosch again. Edley Amaro read that one well, but shout out to the strength of Mick Bosch. He was wrapped up 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He carried Edley Amaro back to the line.
Yeah, nothing really on that play. Yankton doing a much better job these last couple plays against the run. Looking to get off the field here, maybe a big 3rd down stop. We know Spearfish might consider going for it. They've already gone for it, I think 4 times in this first half, and they're hitting at about a 50% clip. Actually, 3 times. They're 1 for 3 so far, and see what they do here on 3rd and 8.
Hughes going to line up in the shotgun. Made the joke earlier on. Still have seen neither team line up under center. Hughes claps, takes the snap, belt high, looks to pass, going downfield, one-on-one coverage. He fit that in a tight window, but it's knocked away at the end. Incomplete. Tegan LaCroix lets him know it as well. Let's look at that recovery again. Your Vision Care Associates replay. Our camera was shaking from the foot stomps of the Yankton faithful. Downfield, fit it into a tight window there for Hughes, but the combination of Hazelhorst and LaCroix made it difficult to secure the grab for Spearfish.
Yeah, big play there. I thought there was maybe a hold, and Amaro got held up front. I was kind of pointing at that, but LaCroix made a really nice pass breakup on that one. And now Yankton's going to get the ball here with a little under 2 minutes to play. They got 2 timeouts in a lead. They do get the ball first next half, so expect them obviously to maybe be a little more aggressive here and try to get some points before the half.
Spartans got to be a little worried right now. They have to execute on defense. There is a realistic chance they could be down 3 scores the next time they touch the football, as that one bounces at about the 6-yard line, takes a good Spearfish bounce down to the 3-yard line. Yankton's going to have to drive the length of the field if they want to go 2 for 1 in and out of the half.
Yeah, and that's a really big punt there. Usually we see Yankton on the other end of those pinning teams deep, but it's a nice punt there for Spearfish. And now Yankton, like you said, if they want to get some points before half, they're going to have to go the length of the field, and they do have time to do it. Minute 48 on the clock, 2 timeouts here. And once again, as long as they can avoid a big turnover or anything like that, Brayden, I would be surprised maybe they run it on first here if they're going to take a shot, maybe see it on 2nd down or something like that, pending here.
We'll see what they go with here. Minute 49. It will be a handoff up the gut. Sedlacek trying to get out of his own end zone there. Gets down to the 6-yard line. They're going to give him a gain of 3 to bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and that's okay on that one, Brayden. You know, that the design of that is really just kind of get out of your own end zone, right? You get a nice little carry there. Now if they're going to take a chance, I think this might be the play, but they might also just be content taking this half. We'll see what they do.
Looks like a speed option off the left side. Bestie keeps it himself, cuts through the gap, and gets the first down to the 15 at least. That's where we're going to mark him down. 1st and 10. Yankton move the chains. They're at their own 15-yard line, and the Bucks moving quickly here as we're nearing the 60-second mark in the first half.
Yeah, need to get that first down, really get out of your own end zone. Now, if they're going to turn it up, you might see it here starting on this play.
Bestie takes the snap. He's going to look to pass. Has his eyes downfield, has some time, now forced to roll out to his right with some late pressure. Bestie turns into a runner again, gets out of bounds with a short gain, and that should stop the clock as well as Bestie's out of bounds with just under a minute to go in half number 1.
Yeah, and Bestie did a good job of extending that play. The problem was, Brayden, there just really wasn't anybody open down the field. I think he made the heads-up play there to just run out of bounds and get 2 or 3 yards in that play.
Shotgun again for Tate Bestie. 2nd and 7 from their own 18 for Yankton. So it was a 3-yard gain on the scramble. Empty set as Sedlacek goes in motion. Bestie takes the snap, and he's going to let it go downfield just out of reach. Carter Boomsma puts his head in his hands there. He wanted that one, but it was just a little too far.
Yeah, Tate's got to find a way to hit those, Brayden. Boomsma was open on that play, just wasn't able to connect. There's been a couple of those in this first half, and he's frustrated about that. But, yeah, now a 3rd and 7 here. We'll see what Yankton decides to do. They can obviously throw it here. If they run the ball, Spearfish is probably burning that last time out. We know what they've got at quarterback on the other side. See what Yankton chooses to do here.
Bestie in the pistol, Sedlacek behind him. It's a handoff to Sedlacek, and he's going to rumble forward down to the 20-yard line. That's right at the line to gain, and it looks like they are going to move the chains. The clock stops while the chains get moved as well, as a timeout's actually going to be taken. Brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Be wiser, go with Kaiser. That's Kaiser Heating and Cooling in Yankton. We're going to come back in 30 seconds. Yankton leads 6-0 here late on in half number 1.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back on KYNC and KYN-TV. 1st and 10, Yankton from their own 26-yard line. Bucks got 45 seconds and a timeout if they want to go into the half with a touchdown. Could get into field goal range as well. The rumor is Liam Villanueva has hit from 50-plus in practice. We'll see if he can put that practice into play. Bestie looking downfield, fires, finds Cale Hazelhorst past the 50, and he slides down at about the 43-yard line. Hazelhorst with a big pitch and catch. It gets down to the 44. 1st and 10, Yankton from the Spearfish 44, moving into Spartan territory.
That's exactly what you need there. Big play. Get a big first down there and get moving up to the line. Here's they're still running that clock. About 35 seconds left here in this half.
Bestie's going to clock it there off the snap. Clock stops at 32 seconds for 2nd and 10 from the Spearfish 44.
Yeah, and that's how you got to do it. I think Yankton's done a really good job so far here in this 2-minute drill, kind of managing things right and running the right things at the right moments. And it's kind of paying off here. They're getting closer to field goal range. Probably still need another 10 or 15 yards, you think, to feel comfortable. But, yeah, big play there to Hazelhorst on that one.
2nd and 10 here from the Spearfish 44-yard line. We'll see if Bestie has another big play in him. Takes the snap, under some pressure, rolls out to his right, keeps his eyes downfield. He'll just get 1 yard and out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and 9. Check that. 3rd and 8. Oh, it will be 3rd and 9. The referee moved again. If I wait an extra 5 seconds before calling where the referee is, he'll find a spot.
Yeah, and it would help me, too, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, 1, then 2, then 1, punching in the stats over here. I'm like, come on, man, give me a break. No, I'm just kidding.
3rd and 9 from the Spearfish 43. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, got to complete something here. I think you got to get this inside the 40 at least. I mean, this is a tough field goal at any level, so try to get a few more yards here at least if you're going to attempt the field goal before half.
28 seconds, 1 timeout, 3rd and 9. Bestie to pass. Looking downfield, has Owen Isis over the middle, in and out of his hands, and almost intercepted on the play by Liam Gates, the freshman defensive back. Out there, almost made a big play for Spearfish. And now 4th and 9 from the Spearfish 43. You're out of field goal range. You have 1 timeout. There's 22 seconds left. Yankton's going to go for it.
I think I understand going for it here. I'd almost consider punting the football even, Brayden. I mean, it's one of those where, because if you don't get it, Spearfish is going to have some time and a timeout as well here where they can make something happen.
And Spearfish will not have a timeout as they call it there to try to reset how their defense looked against the Yankton offense. So that might even play more into head coach Brady Muth's hands of now your opponent doesn't have any timeouts. There's not as much of a risk going for it here on 4th and 9.
Yeah, now I think that does change the game a little bit in that sense where they don't have that timeout in their back pockets, where now you can, I feel a little bit more comfortable going for it here if you're this Yankton offense.
I feel like the entire mindset of the Spartans right now is to get into the half only down 6. Anything else after that, if you're able to score something, that's just gravy.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll see what Yankton can do here. I'd feel even a little more comfortable. There's about 10 seconds less on this clock. You complete one pass, you take that timeout, and you try the field goal before half. But now Yankton lining up an empty set here. 4 receivers, right, including Jay Sedlacek back there as well.
It's like a diamond bunch out there, top of the formations, far side of the screen if you're seeing on KYN TV. And Bestie, it's going to be a pooch punt here. The quarterback punts it away. Ball's rolling to the 1, and Boomsma tried to keep it from going in. They're going to say it went over. So 1st and 10 at their own 20 for Spearfish. No timeouts. 15 seconds on the game clock.
And that's okay there, Brayden. I think Coach Muth and company heard me, heard my concerns and said, yeah, let's put. No, I'm just kidding. They heads up play there, punt the football, go up 6-0 in the half. You do get the ball first next half. I think that was the right call. Just get rid of the football and let Spearfish presumably kneel this out going into the second half.
And with that as well, when you run the offense out there instead of the punter, I believe they're just going to kneel this out, yeah. It is going to be snapped to the quarterback. He'll take a knee for Hughes. And that's going to run the timeout here in the first half of play. 6-0 going into the break. Yankton on top of Spearfish in the quarterfinal round of the 11AA football playoffs. We're going to take a break, come back in 3 minutes, and have your halftime report here on KYNT and KYN TV live from Crane Youngworth Field. Back in 3 minutes.
Stay healthy this season with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. They are hosting flu shot clinics every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4:30, now through November 11th, along with Saturday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to noon. Walk-ins are welcome or schedule your appointment online at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. Don't wait. Protect yourself and your loved ones today with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
Are you on track to retire? I'm Adam Boelter, a certified financial planner with Vantage Financial, born and raised in Yankton, South Dakota. My team and I pride ourselves on building trust through clear, honest advice tailored to your unique goals. From retirement planning to smart tax strategies, we'll create a personalized plan to help you feel confident and secure about your financial future. Visit vfplanning.com or search Adam Boelter, Vantage Financial, to schedule a 15-minute call today.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
FM 1021 and AM 1450 KYNT Yankton.
We're passionate about getting yearly mammograms because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. You can get a yearly mammogram to detect it early. Would it help if I requested nicely? Please, could you be so kind as to get a mammo? Or singing it. Get your mammogram starting at 40 or with a British accent. Schedule your mammo with an Avera Breast Center at avera.org/breast or call 888-422-1410.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
For coverage you can count on, call Brendan Hansen or Brandon Tykrow in Yankton today.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury, check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation.
Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet.
From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back. Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Now located on Summit Street across from the high school.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYN-TV. It's your halftime report brought to you by Avera. Visit Avera.org today. Let's get into your halftime stat recap from Mayor Signs. They offer all types of signs, including exterior and interior signage, fleet wraps, digital signs, and more. Consider the possibilities with them today. They're on 4th and Broadway in Yankton. First thing you're going to notice here in the halftime stat recap is, Josh, Yankton is being outgained by Spearfish, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day how many yards you got. If you can't end up in the end zone, the Bucks are on top 6-0.
Yeah, they are. That big drive running the football was huge for this Buck offense. We see it up there. 110 yards rushing or 109 yards rushing in that first half. Jason Lawchek with 72 yards out of that. And that really is the difference in this game. Other than that, it's been some red zone stops that Yankton's come up with. I mean, Spearfish has been down the red zone twice. It came away with 0 points. A 4th down stop on their second drive. Then the following drive, a missed field goal off the bar there. But, yeah, that's the difference there, the run game and then a couple big stops.
Looking at the raw numbers here in the first half. For those not watching on KYN-TV and you can't see it on your screen, 150 yards of total offense for Yankton, 41 passing, 109 rushing. And Josh, that 41 passing yards only comes on 2 completions.
Yeah, 2 completions, specifically that big one to Hazelhorst there towards the end of the first half, and Yankton not able to capitalize off it. But, yeah, just got to find a way to get the passing game going. Tate's only 2 for 9 so far in this game. Got to find a way to get that going in the second half.
I know you got the stats in front of you over there, Josh. How long was that pass to Hazelhorst at the end of the half?
31 yards.
31 yards, so 31 of 41 yards on that one play. As for Spearfish, 178 yards of total offense and very balanced as well, almost perfectly balanced, Josh. 88 through the air, 90 on the ground. They've been able to drive the ball downfield, but you mentioned it already. Red zone stops for Yankton have just kept the Spartans out of the end zone.
Absolutely. That's the thing. I mean, the red zone defense is the difference here. If Yankton's not able to get those 2 stops, obviously Spearfish is winning this game right now, and that's something Yankton's going to have to find a way because, eventually if an offense like this keeps moving in the red zone, eventually they're going to find their way in probably, as good as this Yankton defense is. So they're going to have to find a way to get some stops. We saw that a little bit later on in the second half, but yeah, an interesting first half, and for as much offensive yardage as there was in that first half, the fact it's only 6-0 is kind of crazy.
Both these teams have those if plays where if maybe some penalties don't get called, that's a touchdown on that drive. When they got in the red zone here recently for Spearfish, what happens if they hit that field goal? How does it change things? There's been a couple deep passes for Yankton where if it had been on target, you might be looking at a touchdown or 2 there. I'm specifically thinking of that one late there to Carter Boomsma, but as a very wise landlord in Spider-Man once said, if promises were crackers, Josh, my daughter would be fat.
We love you, Mr. Dinkovich.
It would be Mr. Dinkovich, who is, to this day, for the last 4 years in one of my fantasy leagues, the logo for my team, Give Me Rent. Give me rent. But anyway, now that I've got that sidetrack just to pop myself, Josh, I do want to thank a couple of our sportscaster partners for helping make this broadcast possible, including One Office Solution. They are the one source for all your office products, including copiers, furniture, and office supplies. They're next to Pizza Ranch on Broadway in Yankton. Also, thank you to Graham Tire. If you notice issues with your vehicle, don't hesitate to call the service experts at Graham Tire because they do more than sell tires. They're your auto service and tire store next door in Yankton. And Sherco, a proud supporter of Yankton sports. We need to be sure. Make it Sherco. We're going to take a break, come back in 3 minutes, and we're going to look around the Class 11 AA, the postseason underway. Postseason's also underway for a couple area South Dakota schools, so we'll talk about them as well. That's your out-of-town scoreboard from Top Notch Window Cleaners coming up after this break here on KYNT, KYN-TV. We're back in 3 minutes.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, right here in Yankton, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Rhonda and her team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Rhonda Westland, it's easy to switch and save. Just give her a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Sports injuries can be the result of competitive activities, but can also happen by just participating in leisure activities too. If you're experiencing pain as the result of your chosen activity, consider chiropractic care. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. We have experienced chiropractors that work with sports injuries every day. Our treatment options are aimed to minimize pain, reduce recovery time, and reduce risk of future injuries. Visit First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Big news, Nebraska. Avera Health Plans is now offering Medicare supplement plans in select counties in your state. If you're looking for dependable coverage, freedom to choose your own doctors, and peace of mind with fewer out-of-pocket costs, Avera Health Plans has you covered. Call Missouri River Associates today to learn more about Avera Medicare supplements now available in Nebraska. That's 665-6885. Get the coverage you deserve with a name you can trust.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
Does anyone in your family have macular degeneration? At Vision Care Associates, we are dedicated to delivering the highest standard of eye care, utilizing the latest medical advancements to protect and improve your vision. That's why we offer ZX Pro, a new technology that measures the risk for macular degeneration. ZX Pro is a test used to assess macular health before signs of macular degeneration even begin. Be proactive and schedule an appointment.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Stay healthy this season with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. They are hosting flu shot clinics every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4:30, now through November 11th, along with Saturday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to noon. Walk-ins are welcome or schedule your appointment online at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. Don't wait. Protect yourself and your loved ones today with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Welcome in here on KYNT and KYNTV, the KYNT and KYNTV, I guess. It's your halftime report brought to you by Avera. Visit Avera.org today. And it's perfect time to take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. It's the opening round of the playoffs in 11AA, and I believe it's the second round of the playoffs in a couple other classes around South Dakota as well. And that's worth mentioning because a couple area teams outside of Yankton also in action today for state playoffs. We'll talk about those momentarily, but Josh, if you have them, what's going on around 11AA, if any of them have really kicked off quite yet? I know we kicked off early.
Yeah, looking at it here in the 3-6 matchup, Pierre is up 14-0 over T-Area at the half. The one we're kind of keeping an eye on for potential matchups next week, Sturgis and Watertown. Sturgis just scored. That game right now as it stands is 6-0 with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. So keep an eye on that one. Obviously, if Yankton wins here, they'll play the winner of that Sturgis-Watertown matchup next week.
Looking at other area teams in South Dakota, both coming out of out of Bonham County here. The Bonham Cavaliers tied at 0 early in the first quarter with Parkston. That's the 3-seeded Parkston against the 6-seeded Bonham in Class 9AA. And in 9B, the number 2 seed Avon Pirates are down early on in the first quarter. Sioux Falls Lutheran got on top early. They lead 8-0. That's still early on. Last check, 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. But that's a couple area games that you need to keep an eye on as well. I know we got listeners from around the area who are also checking in on those for Avon and Bonham. That's your out-of-town scoreboard. It's brought to you by Top Notch Window Cleaners. Window cleaning for commercial or residential. Let Top Notch Window Cleaning brighten your days. You know, Josh, it was an interesting first half of play. We've mentioned it a couple of times, but it feels like if Yankton can get that connection between Tate Bestie and his receivers, only 2 for 9 in that first half, this offense could really get going down the stretch.
Yeah, it's just got to be better, Brayden, in the second half. I don't mean to sound blunt, but a lot of throws missed there, some with some chances to put it in the end zone. But yeah, I think he'll be better in the second half, and if he can connect on a few, Yankton should be okay here. But right now, really close football game here in this matchup.
Big thank you to a couple of our sportscaster partners helping make this broadcast possible, including Stockman's Motorsports, your local Polaris dealer. They got a full lineup ready to get you in the fields, in the woods, or wherever you like to go. Also, the Fox Stop. For all your daily convenience and fuel needs, make a stop at the Fox Stop, serving breakfast and lunch daily, including personal-sized Godfather's pizzas. They're at 1316 West 30th Street in Yankton. Peek behind the curtain. I've been talking to you quite often in breaks about how hungry I am. Probably not a great idea to read that they got Godfather's pizzas over at the Fox Stop right now.
I know it's out of our way back, but are we stopping?
It's never too far out of the way, but I digress. Also, thank you to Vantage Financial. Be on track to retire with Adam Walter of Vantage Financial. Visit vfplanning.com or search Adam Walter online. And Rogers Family Pharmacy, a tradition of trust. They're located at 4th and Cedar under the big blue sign. That's Rogers Family Pharmacy. We're going to come back in 3 minutes and have things ready to go here. Josh, is it 3 minutes or 2 minutes they usually put on the board?
Usually I believe 2.
2. Never mind. We're back in 2 minutes with your second half of action here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Back in 2 minutes.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
In the heart of South Dakota, there's a name families trust. John Kopp of Kopp Building Innovations in Utica. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a new shop, or tackling that long overdue remodel, the Kopp crew delivers quality craftsmanship with a local touch. KBI is an authorized WIC builder, a Midwest company that understands your building needs. Built right, built local, built to last. For more information or to get a quote, visit koppbuildings.com.
At the Bar is the bar for sports fans. With coverage of NFL, college football favorites, Yankton High School action, and NHL hockey too. Open 7 days a week. Bring in your crew, grab a table, and take in all the action surrounded by fans who love the game as much as you do. The energy's better, the company's great, and the beverages are cold, just the way game day should be. You can watch the game anywhere, but real fans gather at the Bar in downtown Yankton.
Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton is a proud supporter of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles. If you're looking for protection that fits your life, call Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton. They make coverage simple. Whether it's your car, home, or farm, Whitney and Travis Devine take time to understand your needs and find the right plan at the right price. You'll get personal service, trusted advice, and peace of mind knowing they're right here in Yankton. Call Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton today. Appointments are preferred.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYN-TV. It was 3 minutes they put on the clock, not 2, but as my grandpa always said, it's better to be early than late, Josh.
Absolutely. As the son and a grandson of a football coach, you got to be 10 minutes early to everything, right? So we're about a minute early, but, here, a half where, the score would suggest it was defensive, and there were some key defensive plays, without a doubt. But there was over 300 yards of offense put up in this first half between these two teams. These two teams moved the ball. Just not a lot of points on the board here. And, Now, Yankton, they're going to get this ball first to start the second half. We talked about Brayden. Got to be able to connect on those passes a little bit better. Only 2 for 9 in the first half for Tate Bestie, but at the same time, they ran the ball really well in the first half. If they can get back to that, even put another one of those drives together, I think that'd go a long way here for this Bucks football team tonight.
And that was led by Jay Sidlogic in the running game, but not just Jay Sidlogic. I know Easton Feeser, when Sidlogic needed a spell, had an 11-yard carry. Bestie used his legs quite a bit at quarterback, whether it was designed or by need or by design. He was able to get out and run a little bit as well. We'll see Yankton receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Josh, last time I was in attendance for a team that refers to themselves as the Big Red, second half kickoff started with a kick return for a touchdown.
Yeah, the dynamic touchdown at that. And we've seen Tegan LaCroix be a real threat back here in the kick return game. If they kick it to him here, watch out.
You'll say, go Huskers. They had a kick return last week. It will be received by Owen Eisnes. No, in and out of the hands of Eisnes, and he scoops up his own one. Yankton's going to be deep in their own territory. If Eisnes doesn't make some magic happen, it will be 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. A late flag coming in as well. This could push them back even more or help them out of a tough spot.
Yeah, depending on what happens here. Still about 92 yards away from that kick return touchdown we were talking about. But, things happen. We'll see where the penalty is. Obviously, this is big field position-wise.
I was trying to, what do the kids call it? I was trying to manifest. And all I did was probably give them the commentator's jinx.
We'll see what happens here. Obviously, this is on Yankton. This will be half the distance to the goal. However, if it's on Spearfish, obviously that's big for Yankton. And that's going to be blindside block. That will be half the distance.
I think they called number 27 on that. That's Jolton Remnitz Hahn. And half this is the goal, like you said, Josh. So 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. Well, if you want to, get the keys, put on the playlist, open the sunroof, and go for a drive. This is your chance to do it.
And they did that in the first half. Had about a 92-yard drive as this handoff bounces off the left side, Brayden.
Sedlacek got a lot of space off that left side, too. Cuts it back in. That's one way to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. Huge gain on that one. They're going to give him 16 on the carry to the Yankton 21-yard line.
Yeah, needed that. Get out of your own end zone. Big run there off the left side for Jay Sedlacek. He had a really good first half. Nice carry to start here in the second. He's got 88 yards now in the evening.
And Sedlacek's going to go in motion. They're going to hand it off to him on a jet sweep. Just a different way to get 24 the ball. Puts the shoulder down and gets to this 26-yard line. So a gain of about 5 on that one. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and that actually was... So there's a slight difference there. That one actually was one of those pop passes. Pushed it forward just a little bit compared to handing it off.
I could have swore he put it in his gut. That's on me. Handoff Sedlacek. Either way, he got yards on that one. He's got more on this carry. Off the right side. Cuts back inside. Takes 2 defenders to bring him down. He's down to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Sedlacek is powering this offense right now, and he is asking for a breather from the sideline. He is going to be obliged.
Yeah, feed him when you get a chance. He's now at 100 yards for the day. Another big carry on that one. So we see Easton Feeser checking this game. He did have a carry for 11 yards in that first half.
Fakes the handoff here, Bestie. First pass of the second half going downfield, out of the reach of Owen Eisnes. That was off the fingertips of him. And that is what we've talked about all night long, where it's just a little off on the passing game tonight.
Yeah, just a little bit off, and now he's 2 for 10 on the evening. Got to find a way to connect on those here and just miss that throw again.
2nd and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Yankton's been moving the ball on this drive, but stopped at the moment. Easton Feeser going to be the deep back, and might eat my words. Bestie's going under center. And he will hand it off to the deep back. Feeser tries to find some space off the left side. Good initial push from the Spearfish defensive line. Didn't see who that was that got the initial push, but number 22 cleaned it up in the end. That's Lathan Lucas, the senior linebacker. I believe it was number 71, Asher Peel, who got the initial push.
Yeah, and Yankton just going backwards on that play, Brayden. Not what you want there, obviously, and now in a 3rd and long here.
Most likely a passing situation here for Bestie and the Bucks offense. He will look to pass. Has his eyes focused on the left side. Now he'll roll back to his right. Has plenty of time. Looking downfield, directing traffic. Now going over the middle. Pass was tipped and intercepted by Spearfish. They're going to say he caught it. That is an interception. Spearfish Spartans with the ball at their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, just a tough play there. That's really the one thing you can't do, Brayden. At least if you get to 4th down, you punt it and flip the field. Now all of a sudden, Spearfish in business here, getting the ball at their own 46. Big momentum swinging play there.
We'll look at it again in your Vision Care Associates replay to see if we can kind of dial in if this pass was caught by the defender. And a diving effort right at the 46-yard line. We got to slow down as much as we can here on KYN TV. That might have hit the ground, but it also looked like Spearfish should have had a touchdown earlier. So wins and losses. Backup quarterback in, throwing the deep ball down the left sideline. The intended target was the starting quarterback, Thomas Hughes. Quinn Meredith, the freshman, had Hughes there, but in and out of his hands.
And he's got a bit of a cannon, a good ball there. Hughes was able to come back to it and almost get that. He's a dynamic athlete, as we know. Might as well see what he can and can't do. Just not able to come up with that one. A big play, missed opportunity there for Spearfish. Good coverage, we should mention as well on that play.
If the Spartans got a 6'3" freshman quarterback who can sling it like that, I am scared about the future having to play against the Spearfish offense. Hughes back to his traditional spot at quarterback, empty set. Hughes will take the snap. Looks like a designed quarterback run, trying to find some space up the middle. Makes a lot of men miss all at once, down to the 44-yard line. They're going to give him the 43, so a gain of 11 moves the chains for Spearfish into Yankton territory.
Yeah, just got to find a way to make a play there on the front line. Edley Amaro got through, but he wasn't able to catch up, and then a missed tackle there, and Hughes was just able to scoot through for a first down. Frustrating play there.
First and 10 for Hughes and the Spearfish offense. Taking their time here. We're under 15 seconds on the play clock again. Spearfish likes to bleed clock. Under 9:30 to go in the third quarter. Yankton leads 6-0. Chest high snap. Hughes drops back. Fires over the middle. Knocked out of the air by Easton Feeser. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. But good deflection there from Feeser.
Yeah, and that's just something. First off, nice play by Feeser. But with this Spearfish offense, there's just a lot going on in the middle of the field, right? They're sending guys across, up the middle, things like that. And every time they throw up there, it feels like chaos. But yeah, good play there by the senior linebacker to tip that ball and make a nice little play there.
What is it that Coach Muth said earlier this week when we talked to him at Bucks football practice? Well, a couple of these West River teams, they have that devil-may-care attitude where they're the agents of chaos, so to speak, and it works really well for them. Quarterback Hughes takes the snap. Looks like a designed run off the right side. Trying to get upfield. Carson Krall snuffed that one out in a hurry. Madden McQuaid there as well. They're going to give Hughes 1, but he struggled just to get back to the line of scrimmage there at first.
Yeah, and I get a little nervous every time Hughes' cut is so fast. And Yankton did a really good job there pursuing to it, not falling for it, and stopping Hughes there. Now, you got to keep a gain minimal here because they're probably going for this if they get more than like 2 or 3 yards on this. So you got to be able to kind of limit third down here on this play and force a 4th and long.
The only other guy I've seen this season, Josh, for any team we've covered that has that kind of put the foot in the ground and cut, looks like lightning, is honestly Tegan LaCroix. And Hughes does it at a high level as well. Empty set here for Hughes. 3rd and 9 for Spearfish. Knee-high snap, but he picks it up. Looks left side. Forced to scramble out to his right under some pressure. Talon Kenny and Edley Amaro. Hughes gets it away. Too short for his receiver. Incomplete pass down the far sideline. Pressure from Amaro and Kenny really forced that hurried throw.
Yeah, and that's big there. You had to get a stop after the turnover on that. Now we'll probably see the punt team, you would think, here for Spearfish. They got a really good punter as well as in Samuel Marcus, the offensive lineman who also handles the punting duties. He had a couple really nice punts, or a nice punt in the first half. See him out there. That's a big stop for the Yankton defense. Brayden, though, able to contain Hughes and not let him get out and run on that play.
Last couple drives, Yankton has started deep in their own territory, basically inside their own opposite red zone, inside the 10 even.
Just hoping for a touchback here.
Just hoping for one. Marcus, no, it's a fake punt. He lets it go downfield, almost intercepted, almost worked as an arm punt. Ivan Hirschman is the one who knocks it away. It might have been a heads-up play there by Hirschman just to knock it down and take it at the spot where it was. That is what Brady Muth was talking about earlier this week, Josh. These sometimes Spearfish, these West River teams, pull a rabbit out of the hat and catch you sleeping.
Yeah, and I understand it here. You're down 6. You're the 8th seed. You take a chance, but that's a little too rich for my liking. I think the way your defense is playing and your offense has been able to move the ball, I think punting the ball would be safer there. But, yeah, heck of a risk. And now Yankton, good field position here. You got a chance. Got to capitalize.
Eisness goes in motion right side to left side of the formation. RPO there. Quick fire pass to Abe O'Brien, but through his hands. That one was a little out of the center of mass of the body, Josh, but it looked like O'Brien could have got his hands on that one, just gets through him.
Yeah, just missed him on that one. Abe O'Brien was wide open on that slant and just kind of put it over him on that play.
It's been tough sledding in the pass game tonight for Yankton. Shotgun formation again for Bestie. Bucks at their own 42-yard line. Bestie takes the snap, looks quick left side, goes to Abe O'Brien, and once again, a miscommunication. I think Bestie, looking towards the sideline, he was expecting O'Brien to stop on that one just short of the sticks. O'Brien was going to the sticks. That might have been where the miscommunication was in that curl.
Yeah, and it's just not really working right now. Since that 31-yard pass to Kale at the end of the first half, he one completion in that time, 1 for 6 or 1 for 7 in that time, and that one was on a pot pass, Brayden.
Chest high snap here for Bestie. He's looking deep downfield, has Kale Hazelhorst. That one in and out of the hands of Hazelhorst, almost intercepted. The defensive back instincts of Hazelhorst came into play there, and that one was on Kale Hazelhorst. It just popped out of his arms.
Yeah, just not able to come up with that one. Just kind of a crazy play there. And now Yankton 3 straight passes. They're going to be punting the football.
4th and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Good news for Yankton, you got one of the best punters in the state. Bad news for Yankton, you're forced to punt again, only up 6.
Yeah, once again, though, no harm, no foul. You pin him deep, hopefully, here on a good punt from Liam if he can hit it. And it looks like it's going to be a sky-high punt.
It'll be fair caught at the 12-yard line for Spearfish, so another punt that pins the Spartans inside their own 20-yard line. That's Sayer back there. So it's 1st and 10, Spearfish from their own 12. A long way to go. 7:54 to go in this third quarter of play. Yankton leading 6-0 here over the Spartans. Spearfish once again taking their time. I guess the referees hadn't blown the whistle yet to even start the play clock, so that's why Spearfish was taking their time. Low snap, and Hughes looks like an RPO. Bootlegs back to his right, almost brought down his own goal line. Talon Kenny is going to grab him and swing him down. A huge loss in the play, and Hughes was looking as a passer there, so that's going to go down as a sack. Back at the Spearfish 5-yard line, a loss of 7 on the play.
Yeah, that's big there from the senior defensive end. He made a nice play on that, was able to wrap up Hughes on that play and really flip and pin him really deep there on the sack.
You know, despite all the pressure he's generated this year, I think that's the first sack of the season still for Talon Kenny. So
in a big spot, too.
Finally seeing the fruits of his labor. A quick pass out right side in the flat. Gets past the initial tackler, but brought down at about the 10-yard line. That's tough running by Jack Quet after he was seemed to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. He's able to sneak forward for a gain of about 5 to get to the 10. 3rd and 12 here for Spearfish.
Yeah, I didn't see which linebacker got there initially, but that was still a good effort, even though he didn't make the tackle. You still slow that down enough where your boys can come in and finish that up. Now, got to get off the field here if you're Yankton with them pinned deep.
Hughes takes the chest high snap, has some time. He's looking deep downfield, one-on-one ball. Almost brought in one-handed by Sayer. Almost a Sports Center top 10 moment for the Spartans offense, but it's all for naught. 4th and 12. The punting unit will come onto the field.
Yeah, and he's down over on the sideline. I don't know if maybe wind knocked out or just a little bit of frustration here, but he's down at about the 40. Either way, Yankton gets the football back here and looking like they'll have good field position.
So he's kind of grabbing at his sternum, his gut, as a solar plexus. There's your word of the day, calendar. Usually is an indication that how he landed, knocked the wind out of him. He did land pretty flat on his back. You know, we're both fans of professional wrestling. They say flat back bumps are awful when you're on a wrestling mat. I can't imagine landing on solid turf. But
yeah, it doesn't feel good. I'll say that. But yeah, luckily he's up, and like we said, probably just maybe wind knocked out, or maybe even a little bit of frustration there with that. But now Spearfish, they're going to punt, and they're doing it from their own end zone here. Yankton should have good field position here when they get this football back.
Still got an eye on Sayer on the sideline. He had his hands on his head. This is a universal indication of trying to catch his breath. That punt almost blocked. It will pinwheel towards Owen Eidsness. Bounces about the 48. Eidsness picks it up at his own 43. Stutter step gets to the 50 as he slides down. That is going to be 1st and 10 right at the midfield stripe. Actually, they're going to give him the 49. So in Spearfish territory to start things off here for the Yankton offense.
Yeah, good field position. You got to capitalize and get points here, Brayden. I don't care if it's 3 or if it's 6. You got to find a way to get something here. Go up 2 scores in the mid to late stages of this third quarter if you can get some points.
Actually, they're going to move it back to the 50 now officially. So right at the midfield stripe. Handoff up the gut. Jay Sedlacek bounces it out left side. Follows his lead blocker, Peyton Eustace. He gets upended at the 45. But a gain of 5 to open the drive here for Yankton nearing the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and right now, I know it can kind of limit what your offense is doing to make it predictable, but the way Jay Sedlacek's running, he needs to be touching the ball almost every play right now. He actually just checked out, maybe need another breather again, and Easton Fieser in the game now after that 5-yard carry from Sedlacek.
He was tackled a little awkwardly. Bestie going to roll out to his right, fires it out. Edley Amaro puts the shoulder into a defender, and an exchanging of words after the play, too. More flags flying. Edley Amaro finally gives the ball back to the ref. 2 different Spearfish Spartans got in the face of Edley Amaro. Amaro was standing his ground as well, so we'll see who this flag flies against.
Yeah, and this is a big spot in this game. Either Yankton's going to be in really good field position or they're moving right back. We'll see what the call is. I think I could just, I don't know. See, they're pointing towards Yankton, but we'll see what the call is.
Head coach Brady Muth was signaling his guys to go back. I did see for Spearfish, Lathan Lucas, the senior linebacker, was signaling of throwing maybe another flag, so we'll see. But it looks like how the referees are lined up, they're going to push Yankton back with an unsportsmanlike after the play.
After the play, which resulted in a first down, we have dead ball personal fouls on each team.
So those will offset. That's huge.
Offense number 11, personal foul, white number 32.
All right, so it goes against Edley Amaro for Yankton and Brock Lewis, the junior linebacker for Spearfish. It was after the play, so the play stands. They don't march off any more yardage. That is the first unsportsmanlike for both Lewis and Amaro, though, towards disqualification. And if you get kicked out of this game, I believe you miss either the first half or the entirety of next game. So that's going to be crucial for a potential semifinal game for both these teams.
But as it stands right now, at least Yankton getting the first down. That snap goes wild, Brayden.
Yeah, snap goes wild, like you said, and Bestie smartly just falls back on top of it, doesn't try to scoop it up and make some magic happen. Big loss on the play. It's going to be second down and about 18 here for the Bucks.
Yeah, and that's just tough right there. You finally get something going, a nice carry, then a big run there, or a big catch from Edley Amaro, and then that happens. That's tough. We'll see how Yankton responds.
Second and 18 here for Yankton from the Spearfish 44. 4 rushers brought for Spearfish. Bestie rolls right, pump fakes, gets a couple yards, out of bounds at about the 40-yard line here. I thought they'd give him an extra yard because he stretched forward, but it doesn't look like they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, now it's one of those, if you get a few more yards, do you consider maybe trying a field goal? Do you look at another pooch punt situation like we saw towards the end of the first half? We know
Tegan LaCroix's in at quarterback, Josh.
Yeah, we'll see what this is here.
3rd and 14. Coach Muth mentioned at Quarterback Club earlier this week they have some Tegan LaCroix sets that they haven't wanted to put on tape yet. Busting one out here in the postseason. LaCroix, design quarterback run, up the gut, gets past the original line of scrimmage. He's still got loose. He's down right at the line to gain. They're going to mark him about half a yard short, Josh. But a gain of 14 on design quarterback power with Tegan LaCroix gets to 4th and inches for the Bucks.
Yeah, that's big. 4th and 1. Now you go for it. Big 2-4. Get ready. I think you're getting this ball right up the gut.
Might also see the buck truck get it back in Tegan LaCroix's hands. I swear, Josh, I blinked and he was 14 yards downfield. Ends up being a 13-yard run officially. LaCroix in the buck truck, tries to go off the right side, gets the first down, has a lot more space, gets to the sideline. He's shoved down at about the 15-yard line. They're going to say out of bounds at the 16, but move those chains, and Tegan LaCroix responsible for about 30 yards of offense on the last 2 plays.
Yeah, and a couple nice carries there, big runs, and now Yankton back in business here, and they're lining back up in the buck truck.
We saw Brookings do this to Yankton with the Bergen-Tetzlaff Wildcat, and it worked. Well, let's see if LaCroix could keep it working. Gets past the initial defender, loses his footing. The Turf Monster was wearing a white jersey there for the Spartans, but still a gain of about 3 for Tegan. LaCroix brings up 2nd and 7 in the Midwest Insurance Agency red zone from the Spearfish 13.
Yeah, another nice little run there. Keep it going, keep it rolling. The buck truck, last couple plays working for the Bucks, and now 2nd and 7 here with Tate Bessie back in the field.
And Bestie will look to pass here. He rolls out to his right. Stops, sends it back corner of the end zone, looking for Abe O'Brien, too tall and out of bounds. Clock stops on that incompletion. Just over 4 to play in the third quarter, and that brings up 3rd down and 7 for the Bucks.
Yeah, now it's one of those 3rd and 7. Do you consider running it here maybe if you want to try to go for it on 4th? But I think either way, I think they'll just run offense. They know they got the field goal in their back pocket as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a run off the left side for Sedlacek. At least center it here, and they make me eat my words. Design pass. Bestie going near pylon. Owen Eisnes into the end zone for a touchdown. And that is a play that we've seen all year long, Josh. That little out route to the near pylon, and it works to perfection for Yankton. They lead 12-0.
Yeah, and that big breath you heard was the collective here at Crane Youngworth Field with an exhale there. You get the touchdown on that one. That's huge. Now you go up 2 scores. There is a man down in the end zone, Brayden over there. Wonder if he's just maybe getting stretched out, but yeah, there is a guy down. I can't tell.
I wonder if that's Owen. He did slide down as he caught that pass. Might just be a cramp. That's what it's looking like here. Athletic trainer Trevor Woods out checking on the down buck. It does seem to, judging by who's out on the field, who's running off the field, process of elimination would deem it is Owen Eisnes out there. So hopefully it is just cramping up a little bit. They get him back on the field because he is an electric player to watch. Might see, judging from the look of the offense on the field, Josh, I might see him go for 2 as well. Make up for that missed extra point earlier on, go up 14-0. Taking an extended time to stretch out Owen Eisnes here. We're going to take a break with him. Just 30 seconds, and we'll come back live here on KYNT and KYN TV. Yankton leads 12-0. We're back in 30 seconds.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
Welcome back in here, KYNT, KYN TV. Owen Eisnes was the player down for Yankton. He was able to get up and walk off the field. Bucks going for 2 here, up 12-0. Bestie in the shotgun with Sedlacek on his left. It's a design pass. Bestie's going to roll right, might turn into a runner. Goes into the back of the end zone. Ball's batted up, knocked down, and incomplete. 12-0. Scoreline will remain. But let's look at that touchdown pass again here on your Vision Care Associates replay. Tate Bestie. There's that arrow route to the far side of the field. We've seen it work all year long. It works again. Out route near pylon. Eisnes catches it, gets down. And you can see he kind of reached for that right calf immediately at the end of that replay there. So that's probably what the cramp was for Eisnes. But 12-0 your score. Scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. And that scoring drive is courtesy of Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations with Core Trust Bank. We're going to keep it right here as we just came back from break on KYNT and KYN TV. But Josh, 12-0 now. Yankton up 2 scores. The Spearfish offense has been able to drive downfield, but points left on the field are really the biggest difference right now for Spearfish.
Yeah, it is. And that's the thing. They've had 2 possessions where they got inside the 10 and just weren't able to convert. Yankton there gets a break and a couple big runs from Tegan LaCroix. You look at it there on a 3rd and 14 situation. He breaks it for 13 yards, and then that big run on 4th and 1 as well, where he led the way on that drive, then the touchdown there. But yeah, it's one of those where Spearfish is looking at the score and being like, could be right in this game if not leading at this point. But now Yankton kicking the football back over to the Spartans here.
We are in your third quarter of play. Your third quarter is brought to you by First Chiropractic Centers and Farmers Union Insurance. Liam Villanueva to kick off. 2 returners back deep for Spearfish. Villanueva boots this one away. High end over end kick. Going to be received at about the 11-yard line here for the Spartans. This is Sayer with it, and he is brought down at the 19-yard line. So another drive for Spearfish starting inside their own 20. I think that was Carson Krall that was in there initially on the coverage.
Yeah, once again, special teams making another nice play, pinning Spearfish inside their 20. Now, if you're the Spartan offense, you got to find a way to get something going here on this drive, looking to get some points and get this back to a 1-score game.
First and 10 from their own 19 for Thomas Hughes and the Spearfish Spartans. Belt high snap, handoff. Mick Bosch off the right side, and Bosch running hard, spins out of a tackle and gets brought down at about the 29-yard line. That is just enough to move the chain, so an opening play 10-yard carry means the Sticks are moving on this drive.
He's been running the football well. He's got 70 yards on 14 carries. Another nice run here to start that drive.
1st and 10, Spearfish from their own 29. Waiting for the Sticks to get set on the far side. Play clock is rolling.
Once again, though, we've talked about that. Spearfish is pretty content letting this get within 10 seconds almost every play.
Bosch goes in a short motion, left side to right side of the quarterback. Play action. Hughes looking downfield, trying to find a double move. One-on-one ball. Cale Hazelhorst knocks it away. One of the best defensive backs in the entire state, playing great coverage there. Intended target on the play was Cade Vavruska, 6'4", 185-pound receiver. Well, he probably doesn't see many guys like Cale Hazelhorst who can match him at 6'4", 185.
Yeah, and Vavruska kind of turned into the cornerback almost on that play. He kind of had to knock it away. I think Cale was trying to pick that one off. Really good coverage. And once again, they're just senior safety doing what he does best and playing really good coverage out there.
Hazelhorst only has 6 interceptions this year, so he's probably dying for more. It'll be play action here. Quick fire pass out left side. It was an RPO. Gets out to Spartans and pushed out of bounds by Miles Drotzman. On that catch was Sayer. Saw him leave the game a little earlier on. Had the wind knocked out of him. Only ends up being a gain of 5. So cut the Sticks in half. Make it 3rd and 5 from their own 34.
Yeah, obviously a big play in this big moment in this game. Brayden Yankton looked to get off the field. If they can keep this from maybe 3rd and 2 or longer, 3rd and 3 or longer, or 4th and 3, my goodness, they can get a stop here. Obviously, I think Spearfish will probably end up punting with where they're at on the field, but big spot in this game.
Hughes going to be in the shotgun here. We've seen only one play run under center so far today. It was a handoff to Easton Feeser for Yankton. High snap, but Hughes brings it down. Looking one-on-one ball near sideline. Drotzman makes the tackle, but it's past the line to gain. So a quick pass off the left side, just past the Sticks, means the chains move. That's Liam Gates on the catch, the freshman receiver.
Yeah, heads up there, know where the Sticks are. Just stop about a yard past the line or past the Sticks there and get the curl route for the first down. Needed it, got it there for the Spearfish offense.
1st and 10, Spearfish from their own 41. Under 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. I'll tell you, that clock ticks away when Spearfish has the ball. Under 10 seconds on the play clock here. And receivers still getting set on the far side. 5 seconds on the play clock as Hughes claps and takes the snap, rolls out right under some heavy pressure from Madden McQuaid. Hughes trying to make some magic happen. Flicks it downfield, intercepted. No, in and out of the hands of Tegan LaCroix. Almost the 5th pick of the year for LaCroix. He's a little upset on that one, but it brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, Yankton did a nice job there of getting pressure, forcing Hughes to scramble right. He ran out of time, hit it right in the hands of number 16. LaCroix just not able to come up with that one.
Looks like a rotation here. Is this the closest thing we're going to get to a Yankton NASCAR package? 3 edge rushers on the field. Bivens, Kenny, and Amaro all out there. Guzman Yagovsky looks like he's going to be the big man in the middle. Check that. That's Austin Conway in the middle. Hughes takes the snap, drops back, design run, trying to get some space off the left side. Tegan LaCroix bearing down on him, and a tackle for a loss. And it's a loss of about 3 yards on the play as well. Backing up the Spartans, Tegan LaCroix, like a flash, was down to put that one away.
Yeah, and he won't get the pick, but he does get a sack on that play, Brayden. That was a pat. He was looking to throw that football. That's a sack there for the safety.
3rd down and 13 here for Spearfish in their own territory at their own 38-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and Spearfish breaks the huddle with 10 seconds on the play clock. They got to move quickly here. This Yankton crowd down in front of us getting loud as well. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, man in motion. Hughes takes the snap with 1 on the play clock. He's looking over the left side, gets it just out of reach of his receiver. Intended target on the play was Coet. And that is going to be an incomplete pass and bring up a 4th down and most likely the punt unit. Brennan Gilmore in coverage on that one.
Yeah, big stop there. You get some pressure that kind of caused a couple errant plays on that sequence there, and big stop for this Yankton defense. Now getting back to an offense who's able to put some points on the board last time they had it.
I know Owen Eisen's dealing with some cramps. Probably want to just keep the stress off of him and his calves right now. Tegan LaCroix is going to go back to return this punt. The guy's lightning in a bottle. I think this is his first punt return of the year, though. Spiraling punt. LaCroix is going to let it bounce at about the 16. And it will take a backspin on it. Almost goes off of LaCroix's ankles as he was blocking a guy away from it there. It's going to be first and 10 at their own 15 for the Bucs offense here. Owen Isis is coming back out on the field, so he's not out of the game right now. Just a change in a punt return right there.
Yeah, I'll give LaCroix a shot. You know, he's been really dynamic here tonight, and unfortunately, Owen's had a couple drops on some kicks and some punts here tonight, so I think that maybe giving Teagan a shot here, see what he can do. But now Yankton, you get the points, you get the stop, you got a chance here to take a commanding 3-score lead if you can get a touchdown on the board.
Bestie looks like a speed option off the right side. He cuts upfield in between the tackles. Short gain. Might give him one, maybe two.
It's just not much there. Not really anything running lane-wise to make anything happen.
I believe they gave him the 17 here, so it would be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Scoreboard here at Crane says 2nd and 9, but empty set here for Bestie as Sedlacek goes in motion out of the backfield. Bestie looking deep downfield, has Carter Boomsma, and great defense there from number 5, Carson Sayer. Kind of jumped up and blocked Boomsma's vision of the ball. It's like a Luke Cornett contest in basketball you see from Cornett sometimes when he was with the Celtics, but a flag in the backfield as well, so this could move the ball back. It looks like a holding against the offense is the rule from the official.
Yeah, it must have been pretty egregious. I've seen a bunch of holds on both sides that could have been called so far tonight that haven't, really kind of letting the front lines play, but not letting that one go. And I'm assuming Spearfish will probably accept this and pin them back inside their own 10.
Well, you know, Zach Martin was called an All-Pro, future Hall of Famer, called for 6 holding penalties in his career. You know when he said he held, Josh?
Oh, every other play.
Every other play.
Yeah. It's just one of those, you know, I've seen it, and once again on both sides, where I can see jerseys getting tugged from all the way up here, and it's like, you know, maybe a couple have been called, but either way now, we'll see. They're still talking about this, see what they're going to maybe accept or decline it, maybe take a 3rd and 9 here if they decline it, but.
Holding, offense, number 64. Half of this is the goal.
The hold does go against Drace Gaskins officially. Half of this to the goal, repeating 2nd down, so it's now from their own 9-yard line here from the looks of it. 2nd and long. About 16 to go here for the Bucs. What's Coach Huber got in his playbook here for 2nd and 16 inside your own 5 almost? Spearfish bringing some pressure up the middle. The blitz is 8 well. Bestie rolls to his right off of it, looks downfield, has Owen Eisnes knocked away. Great defensive recovery there from Thomas Hughes. The opposing team's quarterback also plays defensive back for this one and almost got an interception on that one. Undercut that route really well.
Yeah, and a crisis averted as well earlier on that play is a bit of a high snap as there is a Spartan down on the field.
Yeah, well, they're checking him on the field. We're going to take a break with them. We're going to come back in 30 seconds. The Yankton leads 12-0 with just over 40 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. We're back in 30 seconds.
The Boathouse is for everyone. Axe throwing, mini bowling, shuffleboard, beanbag, golf, pool, and darts. Plus awesome food and drinks with lots of cold craft beers and other beverages. Some say the Boathouse is the most fun you can have on land. Trivia on Tuesday nights, music bingo on Wednesdays with live music on Friday night. This is downtown Yankton's fun gathering place for all ages. If you can't be on the boat or at a Bucks or Gazelles game, then it's the Boathouse.
Players still down for Spearfish here as Yankton leads 12-0. 41 seconds to go in quarter number 3. And Josh, the high-powered passing game we've seen basically all year long from Yankton has had some struggles tonight. Only 5 completions, I believe, for Tate Bestie on 20 attempts. And some of them have been really close play. A few of them have gone in and out of hands. But still, it's not something that I know he's going to be happy with after this one if he doesn't get it turned around in the last 12 minutes and change.
Yeah, Brayden, it's just not clicking tonight. It's just the passing game just hasn't been there, and hopefully they can find something here in this last quarter to get it clicking. Luckily, right now, defense is playing really well. You're up 2 scores here towards the end of the 3rd. His injured Spartan is being helped off the field right now.
That looks to be number 69, Reese Batts, who's being helped off the field, the senior offensive lineman. Also plays defensive line. And that's something you don't like to see. It doesn't look like he can really put weight on that right leg. For a senior in potentially his last high school football game, if the score line holds, that's not something you like to see no matter what, but it hits a little different for those guys, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And now, Brayden, moving to this next play, I think you run the football here, take it to the fourth quarter. I mean, as it stands, this would take it to the fourth. I think you got to be content just running the football here. Maybe give your punter Liam a couple more yards out of the end of the end zone here. But yeah, tough break for that young man, and hopefully we can see him again tonight. But yeah, look tough coming off the field.
Shotgun formation here for the Bucks. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Running back Sidlogic in the backfield with his quarterback Bestie. Chest high snap. Bestie's going to roll right, look downfield, finding Kale Hazelhorse on out route just out of reach. Incomplete pass, stops the clock, and makes it 4th and long from their own 9-yard line.
Yeah, just wasn't able to hit that out. I think it was Hazelhorse down there. He might have had him for a couple yards, but either way, that wasn't really going to go much of anywhere.
It's not super important, Josh, but I think I've lost my phone.
Want me to call you? No, I'm just...
We'll play it by ear. That's weird. It was in a different pocket than usual.
The classic in the pocket. Punt here, though, from Liam.
Villanueva boots this one away, and it's going to get to about the 50-yard line. Actually gets to the Spearfish 48, where it is fair caught by Sayers. So another beautiful punt from Liam Villanueva, somehow getting Spearfish on their own side of the 50.
Yeah, nice punt there. Needed that. Now, Spearfish, you got this chance here. You're down to only 2 scores. Your offense had a lot of success in the first half, not so much so far this half. But if you're going to have a chance here in this football game, and you got to get some points in this drive.
First and 10 from their own 38 for Spearfish. Hughes in the shotgun. Mick Bosch on his left hip pocket. We haven't called Bosch's name a lot in the second half, and that might change right here. He finds some space off the right side, puts a stiff arm on him as well. His run out of bounds in front of his own bench around the Yankton 47-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 5. Cut the sticks in half for 2nd and 5.
And getting back to that run game is key for Spearfish. You do have plenty of time here. A nice run on that play, especially outside, was working really well for them in the first half. And right there, another nice little gain.
Hughes bringing the play call in from the sideline. They were signaling with numbers earlier on. Now Hughes running over and talking to his coach and bringing it in. And Hughes, I thought he was going to line up at receiver again. He's just getting some last-minute words from his head coach. Under 10 to go on the play clock here. 22 seconds on the game clock. It did stop when Bosch went out of bounds. 2 seconds on the play clock. Handoff, Bosch off the left side. Trying to get upfield. Tegan LaCroix's there to meet him. A couple more Bucks getting in there as well. Gain of nothing. Brings up 3rd and 5 from the Yankton 47-yard line. And Josh, it looks like that's going to take us to the 4th quarter of play as well with under 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, same concept, different side here over to the left side for Spearfish. LaCroix did a good job making the play. And like you said, take it to the 4th.
4th quarter will happen when we come back. This quarter break brought to you by Conkling Distributing and Rise Fuel. When we come back, we'll have your 4th quarter of action. Yankton leads 12-0 here on KYNT and KYN-TV. We're back in 1 minute with the 4th quarter.
Want to take the hassle out of servicing your heating or cooling system? Then sign up for the Kaiser Signature Membership Program. This is Chris Frick with Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Not only will you get peace of mind knowing your units are being serviced regularly, but being a Kaiser Signature member gives you priority service, a discount on parts and labor, and no overtime rates. Take comfort and let our qualified professional technicians keep you running.
Be the wiser and go with Kaiser. Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Hughes rolling right as we come back to live action. He lets it go downfield, has a man open, caught at the 15. Miles Drotzman saves a touchdown, but it's a long pitch and catch for a first down into the red zone for the Spearfish Spartans.
What a play, rolling out right, just finds a man down the field. Needed that, a big break that Spearfish has been looking for a big play, and now set up in business inside the 10 here. Hughes coming up big when his team needed him.
It looks like it's going to be first and goal. They're going to say officially at the 9-yard line. So a huge play there for Spearfish. Goal to go situation. These have not been kind to the Spartans so far tonight. Can the Bucks hold strong again, up 12? Now in the fourth quarter of play. Hughes takes the belt high snap. Has a lot of time to throw. Goes over the middle. Might have been tipped at the line there by Austin Conway, the way he's celebrating. That one gets knocked down for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and that was big there. Otherwise, that was going to be a touchdown. Barvuska was walking wide open on that one. Big play there by Conway up front to tip that pass.
Second and goal from the 9. Shotgun again here for Hughes. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. From the right hash, handoff. Mick Bosch off the right side. He's wrapped up by Madden McQuaid. Able to get a couple yards forward there, but McQuaid eventually gets some help from some teammates to bring him down. Gain of only 1 officially there for Bosch. Third and goal from the 8.
Yeah, looked for a second there. He was going to be able to break that a little bit, right? Maybe get a couple yards. Good job of the Yankton front pulling him back. And now third down here. You got to assume this is 4-down territory at this point of the game. But either way, big third down coming up here for the Spartans.
When I go back this weekend and look at this game to redo defensive stats, Josh, I feel like I'm going to see number 5 coming off the bottom of a lot of piles for Yankton. Thomas Hughes trying to direct traffic. A lot of finger pointing from the Yankton defensive line, and it's directed at the left guard for Spearfish, Zaya Torpy. And it is a false start against the Spearfish offense, so they do get Torpy for it.
Yeah, and that's big. That's just a yardage thing there, right? Now you got third and goal from the 13. Once again, if you're Spearfish, it's not the end of the world. You do have 2 plays here, but obviously you want those 5 yards back, and now third and 13 here coming up in a goal-to-go situation.
Under 10:40 to go in this game. Yankton leads 12-0. Spearfish trying to put points on the board for the first time tonight. Third and goal from the 13. Man goes in motion. Hughes takes the snap, looks for the one-on-one ball, far side of the field. Incomplete pass. Intended target on that play was Vavruska, but Cale Hazelhorst locking him down in coverage.
Yeah, they were just trying to get the big man out wide there on a fade, not able to come up with that one. And now, obviously, once again, Yankton one more play away from getting their third stop inside the 10-yard line.
Fourth and goal here for the Spartans. 2 receivers left, or 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. That's the far side of the field, too. And a hard count gets Edley Amaro to jump. And they're going to get an encroachment here, or a neutral zone against Yankton. Give those 5 yards back.
Yeah, and that's the second time Spearfish has been able to get him to jump tonight, earlier in this game as well. And now you'll get those 5 yards back. Still going for it here. Just move it up 5 yards.
Austin Conway was providing some words of encouragement to Amaro down there. Just, hey, lock it in. We're good. Fourth and goal from the 8. Still not the easiest goal-to-go situation. You need all 8 right here. Thomas Hughes in the shotgun. 2 receivers left. That's far side of the field. Hughes takes the snap, looks right side at the near pylon, and he got him for the touchdown. First time today that Spearfish is on the board. It's Jack Coette who's in the end zone for 6.
Yeah, nice play there. Needed to get some kind of points or get a touchdown there, and do on that one. He's got 74 yards receiving today. Comes up with his biggest catch of the evening to make this a 1-score game.
12-6 pending the extra point. Sam Marcus on to handle the extra point, and they were still signaling the sideline for 1. So making sure that they're going for the field goal here. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, kick is good from Marcus. And now you don't even need a field goal to potentially win this game if you're Spearfish. You just need the 6 from the touchdown. You could go up 13-12, but first you got to stop the Yankton offense.
Absolutely, but what a drive there for Sturgis. You needed a touchdown on that, and you get it for the touchdown there once again to make this a 1-score game. Needed that to start this fourth quarter if he had a shot here. get the play there.
Spearfish 7, Yankton 12 here on KYNT and KYN TV. The scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. When they retake the field, we'll see Spearfish kick off for the second time today, and the second time in the second half. They kicked off to open the second half of play. Looks like Carter Boomsma and Tegan LaCroix back deep to return. So you got a guy with track speed and a guy who's been able to get loose in a phone booth. So this could be interesting back there for Yankton.
Yeah, and if they ever needed one of those two guys to make a big play, it might be right here, Brayden. You need to get some good field position here and try to go get some points. Even a field goal to make it a full one possession game would be great here for Yankton, but got to find a way to come up with some points.
Marcus sets the ball up, and they'll be teed up at the 40-yard line.
I don't think they would, but always keep aware of maybe a surprise onside or pooch kick or something like that, maybe a squib, but I think they'll probably just kick this one off.
It is a pooch kick here, and it's going to go near the edge of the field there, but smart play there from Carson Kroll to dive on top of that one. His first thought seemed to be to let it go out of bounds, but he saw those white jerseys bearing down on him. It'll be 1st and 10, Yankton from their own 26.
Yeah, just fall on that one, and if you're Spearfish, you're okay with giving the ball to 26. So you want to avoid putting the hands of a guy like a LaCroix or a Boomsma on that play. They know what they can do when they get an open space. I think they're pretty content with that right there.
Pretty tight formation here from the right hash for Yankton. Pistol set, and flags are going to fly. I think they might actually get this on the running back. Sedlacek started to stutter step right before the snap came out, but we'll see who it's officially against.
Yeah, and they were going for the counter on that play. And
Prior snap. Ball start. Offense. Number 14.
Oh, they're going to get Cale Hazelhorst.
Remains first down.
Interesting. I didn't see. I thought they were going to get Sedlacek, but maybe multiple guys moving at once. But 1st and 15 now from your own 21 for Yankton.
Yeah, starting behind the 8 ball here. Need to find a way to get those yards back. That's another one right there, Brayden.
They're going to give them 5 more. 1st and 20 coming from your own 14-yard line. In a game you lead by 5 with just over 10 to play.
Yeah, this is the wrong time to be going backwards. No time is a good time, but this is a really tough spot, Brayden. And now going to have to find a way to get those yards back. Passing game not clicking so far for Yankton, and it's going to be even tougher in 1st and 20 here. We'll see what they can dial up.
Trips right, one receiver left, one-on-one coverage. Looks like Carter Boomsma. Besty's going to roll to that left side. Looks like a speed option. He'll take it himself between the tackles. He is wrapped up and brought down by 3 or 4 different Spearfish Spartans. But a decent gain on the play. Gets about 7 yards back to bring it to 2nd and 13.
Yeah, and that was a nice start here after those 2 back-to-back penalties. If you get another maybe 5, 6, 7 yards in this, you're crawling your way back out of that hole. Yes, I know I said 6, 7 for you kids at home. Do the thing. Here we are, 2nd and 13 now, Brayden.
And it's going to be a handoff. Sedlacek, he cuts inside. He's met by Marcus in the hole. Pushes forward to the 28-yard line. So another gain of about 5 there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
And that's only, I believe, his 4th carry of the second half, Brayden. He's been great today. I'm surprised he hasn't seen more touches here. But another nice run, and now you make it 3rd where you give yourself a chance in 3rd and 8.
Nearing the 9-minute mark in the 4th quarter of play, Yankton leads 12-7. 5-point advantage for the Bucks. It's the opening round of the 11AA playoffs. There is no tomorrow, Rock. One of these teams has to go home and wrap up their season.
I want to watch Rocky. That might be what I do when I go home.
Shotgun set for Besty. Takes the chest high snap. Has the pressure up the middle. Looks left side. Has Owen Eisnes right at the 1st down marker.
It's close.
I believe. And Eisnes arguing that they should give it to him. That's arguing might be a strong word. Pleading his case. It's right at the line to gain, and they are moving the chains. It is 1st down for Yankton. Made him sweat it out a little bit, but 1st and 10. Yankton got down to the 36-yard line. It's the Bucks 36. Still a long way to go if they want to put another score on the board, but eating away that clock is the big thing right now with a 5-point lead.
Yeah, and I think a heavy dose of 24 is what you need here. Jason Sedlacek's been running well. Give him the ball.
It's like the 07 Lakers. Give it to 24 and see what happens. Sedlacek off the right side, cuts back inside, and goes through two different Spearfish defenders, get down to the 42-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play, brings up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, I'm going to keep saying I know he's got the hands on the hips, and he's had a heavy workload tonight, 19 carries for the senior running back, but they got to keep feeding him. He's running the football well, and it's working, and it is what's working against this Spearfish defense. I keep going back to it.
The way a lot of these guys for both teams have been working tonight, semifinals on Friday, both teams will be happy to hear that no matter which one gets the trip to the semifinals next week.
Yeah, either it'll be here at Crane or obviously Spearfish going on the road next week, but still a lot to be decided here.
Handoff, Sedlacek gets past the initial defender in the backfield. He's down for a first down and even an extra yard after that. Down to the 47-yard line. They're going to give him a gain of 5 on the play. Jace Sedlacek moving this offense, powering it through in the second half.
That's tough run there, Brayden. He had to make a cut literally as he got the football. There was a Spearfish defender who got right through. Jace did a good job of cutting and then almost gliding to that first down there. That's big in this spot. Just keep it going and keep moving those chains.
First and 10, Yankton from their own 47-yard line. Trying to get into Spearfish territory here with a 12-7 lead. Nearing the 7:30 mark in the fourth quarter. Isaac's going to wrap around in motion. It's a handoff to Sedlacek. He gets away from everybody. First down and a whole lot more. Jace Sedlacek down inside the 30-yard line, down to the 27. What a run for Jace Sedlacek. Didn't look at first like it would be one of those groundbreaking runs, but Sedlacek snuck through the hole and exploded for a big gain. Huge play there for Jace. Now the Bucks knocking on the door of the red zone.
Yeah, that's a 26-yard run there for the senior tailback. He's got 147 rushing yards this evening. Keep feeding the man.
Who's eating more tonight, Josh? Jace Sedlacek in the backfield or me after this game?
To be determined. We'll see how these next 7 minutes go.
Madden McQuaid in as an H-back on offense. Keep an eye on that. Sedlacek offset from his quarterback, Bestie. Eisner's going to go in motion, right side to left side, wraps around behind everybody. It's window dressing for another Jace Sedlacek handoff up the gut. This one, I want to say stuffed, but it's still a gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 on that play, but once again, that's what you need here. Just keep running that clock, and eventually with the goal of obviously adding points here at the end of this drive, but another nice run for Jace Sedlacek here as he's really been the bulk, if not all, of this offense tonight for Yankton.
2nd and 7 officially from the 25-yard line. Line to gain is the 18 for the Bucks. Pistol formation here for Bestie in the offense. 2 receivers split out wide left, nobody out wide to the right. Eisner's going to go in motion left to right to change that. Bestie takes the snap. It's a handoff. Sedlacek. He was starting to go off left, cuts back to the right, and has to wrap around everybody to get a gain there. And they're going to give him 4 yards to bring up 3rd and 3.
Brayden, I almost wonder if that was designed. That was like an immediate cut, and all the blocking was going that way as well. I almost wonder, once again, I'm just kind of wondering out loud here if that was designed on that play.
It was a very, I don't want to say cute, but, say you're getting too cute with it, but not extravagant. It was an extravagant counter. There we go.
There we go. And now
Jace Sedlacek going to get some oxygen on the sideline. Get that man a water.
Yeah, empty set here for the Bucks. We'll see what they do on 3rd down. This could just be a designed quarterback run here.
Eisner's going to go in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep to Eisner. He wrapped around behind. He tries to cut up field at the 20. He is swung around trying to get to the 19. He's going to be maybe a yard short. What the far official was marking him at the 21 originally. I thought he got past the 20, but I guess not. They're going to mark him out at the 20.
Yeah, only about a gain of 1 on that play. Apparently, I thought maybe it went a little farther, but it did not. Now we'll see what Yankton chooses to do here on 4th down.
2 words and they rhyme, Josh. Tegan LaCroix's in at quarterback.
We saw that work a lot last quarter.
Buck truck formation here for LaCroix in the offense. Whistles blow. A timeout's going to be taken by Spearfish here. Didn't like how they were lined up with just under 4:50 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Big 4th down coming. Timeouts brought to you by Conkling Distributing. Timeouts are brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Quarter breaks Conkling. I'm getting my ads mixed up, but I digressed. Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Be wiser. Go with Kaiser. That's Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. They're bringing you this timeout. We're going to stick right here with them, though, Josh, as this is just too big of a moment to risk coming back late. As a 12-7 game, 4th and 2, deep in Spearfish territory as well from the 20. If you wanted to kick a field goal here, it'd be about a 37-yarder, which we've seen Kevin Ortiz hit from 39. We know Liam Villanueva, their more long-range kicker, has gotten close from 47 this year. So it's interesting to see if after this timeout they stick with that buck truck, and there was no hesitation, Josh.
Yeah, they are, and we'll see what they can do. Keep in mind, LaCroix is one of the quarterback in this roster. They could maybe try to throw out of this, but I expect the run with how he was running earlier in this formation.
4th and 2. Gotta have it here for Yankton. High snap to LaCroix, and that might have snuffed it out from the beginning. He has wrapped up and swung down. Spearfish on the play. That was Connor Albu getting in the backfield. The sophomore making the play, and it brings up 1st and 10 for Spearfish. Turnover on downs for the Bucks.
Yeah, and they're going to get their shot now, Brayden. They scored last drive. There's 4:41 remaining, a 5-point game. Spearfish has a chance to go down here and take the lead in the late stages of this game.
Spartans offense has gone on long drives before. They need 78 yards to get into the end zone here. And you need a touchdown to win, but all it takes is a touchdown to win. You don't even have to hit the extra point.
Right, 6 will get the job done here. And I assume if they do score, probably go for 2 here to try to go up 3.
There's really no point in going up 2 or 1. Handoff. Bosch trying to find some space off the right side. He meets Edley Amaro, Easton Feezer, and basically every other Yankton Buck wearing red. That's going to be a short gain. Gain of 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7 from the 25.
They went right back to the outside on that. Not much there. Edley Amaro, a company, getting in the mix. He's down. I think he's just – actually, he is down. Yeah, I thought for a second there he was tying his shoe, but no. It's not the case. Edley Amaro down on the field.
Now, will they take a time to check on Edley Amaro on the field? We're going to take a quick break with him, just 30 seconds, and we'll come back. Actually, check that. We'll stay right here. Looks like he's getting back to his feet already here. So we're going to stay right here, but injury on the field. Edley Amaro, not a guy you want to see missing time for this Yankton Bucks defense. And he's a warrior. He's a game wrecker, but he takes a lot of shots sometimes. He's usually the defensive end that's getting chipped by these tight ends and running backs, so he's getting hit more than almost anybody else outside of the interior D lineman.
Absolutely, but in these late stages of the game, you hope he's okay. Not only one for his health, but 2, they need him back on the field. I know Jacob Bivens and Talon Kenny are really good edge rushers, but Edley Amaro's an absolute stud. They need him on the field in this game.
Bobble snap, fumbled by Hughes, tries to go off the left side. A couple fans in front of us wanted a holding. He was able to make magic out of that play. Gets a gain of 3 down to the 28.
Yeah, now sitting here in about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Gotta assume this is 2 or 4 down territory once again at this point of the game, but now sitting here in a 3rd and 4.
I don't think it was 2 timeouts. Spearfish would risk punting back to Yankton at this point.
Morrow back on the field as well.
Chest high snap, quick pass right side. That's past the line to gain. Wrapped up by Easton Feezer. Feezer ripping at that ball, trying to get it back for Yankton, but first down for the Spartans here, just enough. They needed the 33. They got the 34.
Yeah, just enough. A little curl, and then Hughes Sayre there kind of cut that one in. Still got the first down and needed in that spot. Now, 3:30 remaining or so here on that clock. Spearfish, you got to think they're content turning this into a long drive.
2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Ball placed on the right hash. Hughes takes the snap, shoulder fake, going downfield on a corner route, toe tap, incomplete. Ball got knocked out late there. It was rolling around on the ground, I think is what they're saying. But he definitely got both feet down on that, so it had to be on coming to the ground that he lost that ball.
Yeah, because like you said, feet did get down on that. Just
would have been good on Sunday.
Yeah, that was a heck of a concentrated effort, and that might have been why the ball got knocked out there. Yankton coming up with the play and getting the incomplete pass. Now a 2nd and 10 here, Brayden, and see if this defense can get a stop.
Spearfish can take their time, too. That clock stops with the incompletion.
And they got 2 timeouts in their back pocket as well.
Shotgun formation here for Hughes. He'll clap, take the belt high snap. Looking left, has a clean pocket. Now goes over the middle. Tegan LaCroix almost timed that to perfection to lay the hit on the receiver. Still holding on through the contact was Cade Vavruska.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there. Tough catch. Tegan LaCroix had really good coverage on that too. And now a 3rd and 5 coming up once again here for Spearfish.
If we hadn't already gave it to Boomsma earlier, Josh, I would have brought out the lumber again. This Yankton defense is full of hard hitters. Third down here for Spearfish. 3rd and 5. Hughes takes the snap. Looking left, goes out. Cale Hazelhorse goes over the top to force an incompletion. 4th and 5 from their own 39. And Spearfish has a decision to make with 2:41 to go. You got to assume that the only decision is which play we call on to get this first down.
Absolutely. I think you do go for it. The only thing is you can think of your defense is playing well. You do have 2 timeouts. You could get the ball back, but I think the right decision here is to go for it just because you might not see the ball again if you punt it back. So I think the right call here. Got to think it's something with Hughes getting him out of the pocket and making something happen.
Hughes checking the sideline, under 10 seconds to go on the play clock. The crowd is loud, and the way Hughes is walking,
They might burn that other
I think
timeout.
they are gonna burn one of those timeouts, and this almost guarantees now that you got to go for it here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as the clock stands, if you don't get it, you have 1 timeout, and let's say you get a 3-and-out, you get it back with about 1:10 or so. I think, at this point, you probably got to go for it. But, yeah, I think that's okay once again. I'm not a huge fan of taking the timeout there, but either way, if you want to make sure you get this one right, then it's worth spending that timeout.
It'll be 4th and 5. This timeout brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Be wiser. Go with Kaiser. That's Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. We're keeping it right here for this one. Biggest play of the game so far, and depending on the outcome, it might go down as the biggest play of the game, Josh. Yankton, the number 1 overall seed, holding on to a 5-point lead over the Spearfish Spartans. But we talked all week long with coaches, with players, and amongst ourselves. This is not your traditional 8 seed, Josh. There are no easy games in 11AA this year. Spearfish was 3 plays away probably from being the 4 seed this year.
Yeah, this is a very good 8 seed, and we've seen that tonight. Now the biggest play of the game here for the Spartan offense.
Hughes takes the low snap, 3-step drop, looks right side, intercepted Tegan LaCroix. LaCroix picks it off. He steps out of bounds after the pick, but LaCroix might have locked up the semifinals while locking up the receiver.
What a play there from the safety. He's been great all night. We've seen him come with some big runs on offense. Had a sack earlier, and now he gets that interception. The Bucks needed a turnover. They get it there from the safety. What a play. Bucks football.
Looking at it again on your Vision Care Associates replay, Hughes, quick drop, had some time off to the right. The receiver slipped out of his route, didn't catch that at first. LaCroix able just to go snag it from there and complete the interception. A big turnover there, only 1 timeout for Spearfish. You got to think if you're Yankton, the goal is to get a first down and then move on.
Yeah, and even if you don't, this has to be 3 run plays here, Brayden. Just right off at the worst case scenario, at least then you burn some clock. This has to be 3 straight run plays.
And here's the first run play. Jay Sedlacek plunges forward, puts the head down, and gets to about the 40-yard line. So a gain of 4 there for Sedlacek. He gets 2 more runs like that. It's a fresh set of downs for Yankton.
Yeah, and looking at his day, Brayden, 159 rushing yards on 25 carries. He's been spectacular.
O'Brien's going to split out wide to the right. It's Eidsness out left. Outside of that, everybody's pretty much between the tackles here. Tight end and an H-back off the left side of the O-line. Sedlacek in the backfield with Bestie. It's one of the few times I can basically describe where everybody is in the formation during a Yankton play. There's 5 seconds on the play clock. Eidsness in motion. It's window dressing for a handoff. Sedlacek. He's got 2 hands on the ball. Puts the shoulder down. Gets out of the tackle. Down to the 36-yard line. And now 2 yards away from a first down. And a first down that could potentially clinch this one for the Bucks.
Yeah, tough run in there from the senior running back. Again, it looked like he was going to be tackled about a yard or 2 past the line of scrimmage. He manages to fight forward for a couple more yards. And now Yankton, like you said, 2 yards away really from icing this football game.
Even with that timeout, they're only going to take it if they get a stop here for Spearfish, because it will not matter if Yankton gets a first down no matter what happens.
They can take knees and ice it here. But, yeah, this has got to go to Sedlacek, you think.
3rd and 2. It's been Jay Sedlacek all night long. Is it Jay Sedlacek to end it off the left side? He's down to the 30-yard line. That's a first down for the Yankton Bucks. And that should seal the deal at Crane Youngworth Field. Jay Sedlacek, his career night, and he put the finishing touches on it. See it again in your Vision Care Associates replay. It's a simple handoff between the tackles. The box was stacked. The line was stacked. It didn't matter. Sedlacek gets down just to the 30-yard line for the first down. And that should wrap things up here from Crane. One kneel down is all they need. Game clock now under 40 seconds, so the Bucks can kneel it out whenever they move on to the semifinals.
Yeah, hard-fought victory. It wasn't pretty, but in the playoffs, I think Coach Jimmy V said it best. It's survive in advance, and that's what Yankton did tonight. And now they got a date in the semifinal with the winner of Sturgis and Watertown. We'll get into that game in the postgame and what's going on there. But Jay Sedlacek, like you said, a career night, 27 carries, Brayden, 168 yards rushing. He was a bell cow tonight and had a great game. Shout out Tegan LaCroix as well, who had a sack and an interception and a couple big runs. But Yankton wins. Here's what we do know. They're going to be here at Crane next Friday night.
You know, we'll give them the whole pomp and circumstance when we get to the segment, but I think it goes without saying Jay Sedlacek's going to be your offensive player of the game today. We'll talk with whichever coach comes up here about him. We'll give him his pomp and circumstance, like I said, in our post-game segments. But Yankton wins 12-7, advancing to the semifinals. Spearfish falls to 5-5 and wraps up their season here at Crane. We're back in 2 minutes with your post-game report here on KYNT, KYN-TV.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free at Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. By NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
A couple days ago, a teacher came into the UPS store to print some worksheets for her classroom. As we were printing, she asked if we could help her design and print a custom banner for her school's upcoming event. Yes, we can. At the UPS store in Yankton, where for over 8 years we've been serving educators, businesses, and community members with all kinds of printing solutions. Stop by today and let us assist with your next project, and be sure to ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back here, KYNT, KYN-TV. It's time for your post-game report brought to you by the Move Group. You buying or selling, move with Mason and the Move Group. Yes. Our crowd microphone is kind of cold when I brought it in here.
Cutting off cool in the gang, huh?
hopefully the coach doesn't mind a cold microphone when he gets up here, whoever we get, but I digress. Post-game report from the Move Group, and yes, I did cut off cool in the gang. I apologize. Let's get into your post-game stat recap. Back to the football side of things here. It's brought to you by Mayor Signs. Looking at this one, a 12-7 final score. Not the low-scoring affair I think nobody expected here in this one, and that's not a discredit to any these defenses. It's more how these offenses have performed throughout the year. And look at the yardage totals. They still performed very well. Over 600 yards of total offense between the two teams.
I think this is the lowest scoring game I've ever seen where there's 600 total yards of offense, but that's how this thing kind of worked out. And the Yankton defense, Brayden, two big stops inside the 10-yard line. That was the difference tonight. That and Jay Sedlacek running the football. But, crazy game.
314 yards of total offense for Yankton, 75 through the air, 239 on the ground. We've already said it, but we'll keep saying it. Jay Sedlacek's going to be your offensive player of the game when we get to that part of the post-game here. As for Spearfish, 7 points, 292 yards of offense, 167 through the air, 125 on the ground. Only 7 points. Spearfish has to feel really let down by only having 7 points on the board with how their offense was able to get down the field tonight. But bend, don't break was the motto for Yankton.
Yeah, bend, don't break. It worked. It got the job done, and the end of the day, they only gave up 7 points despite almost 300 yards of offense for Spearfish here. The Yankton defense, it buckled up and kind of bowed up when it needed to.
Let's get into your post-game awards now. Offensive player of the game, we've already talked about. Jace Sedlacek, brought to you by Hy-Vee. There's a helpful smile in every aisle. Josh, I know you have the stats over there. What did Jace end up having at the end of the night tonight?
27 carries, 168 yards. He was, once again, really just impressive tonight. I thought his best game of the season.
Yeah, Jace Sedlacek, really impressive. I don't really have more words than impressive. He was a dog all night long. We've talked before how Yankton in the past has that thunder lightning combo. They haven't really had that lightning to go along with Jace, but he made his own lightning tonight. He was special out there today.
Yeah, and that big run, that 25-yard run that kind of kept things going at one point. He was great tonight. I don't know how many different ways I could say it, but he was special and had a really nice night.
We can use all of these words to now describe our defensive player of the game. Brought to you by Olson's Pest Technicians, your residential commercial pest control solution. Call 1-800-KIL-BUGS. Tegan LaCroix going to be your defensive player of the game. Game-sealing interception there late for him, and was just a star all night long.
Yeah, had a sack as well. He was really good and made the big play when they needed it on the pick outside there, jumping that out route and sealing the game.
And once again, can't say enough how versatile Tegan LaCroix is. Offense, defense, special teams. He's all over the place. As we can get into your coach interview now, your post-game coach interview from Rhonda Westland, State Farm Insurance. Let Rhonda review your current home, auto, or life insurance to see if she can help you save some money. That's Rhonda Westland, State Farm. We bring in offensive coordinator Terry Huber. And Coach Huber, I would venture a guess you're excited to talk about your running back and his big day today as Jace Sedlacek powered your guys' offense.
He had probably the best game of his career tonight. Carried us I'd say all that game. It was absolutely just incredible to see how hard he was running. Fee's getting in there, spilling him for a little bit. It was so much fun watching those guys out there.
And obviously when the running game's doing well, that means they're opening up a lot of big holes on the offensive line. And we did notice a change in our starting lineup on the offensive line with Jake Boelter slotting in, and it worked really well still with you guys. Absolutely.
Those big boys up front, we knew their line had size. We knew they were going to be tough to move. This is a tough thing when people see the seeding. It's playoff football. Seeding doesn't matter. It's one game. These guys are a tough team. They had some big boys up front. But I thought our guys did a phenomenal job. They were making big holes leading up. You saw Jace and Fees right behind them. Right on their back pulling. And so that was so much fun to see those guys work their butts off. And I don't know what the yardage was, but I know it had to be pretty darn good for those guys.
You mentioned seeding doesn't matter once you get into playoff football. I feel like this year more than any, it really doesn't matter. Yeah. Spearfish could have been as high as 4, as the 4 seed, maybe even higher, depending on how a few plays went for them this season. That was a very good Spearfish team tonight. There's a lot of positives to focus on, but there is one thing we got to discuss is the passing game really wasn't there tonight, and I thought you guys pivoted really well to the run game out of that, but was it just a miscommunication, mistiming? What wasn't clicking out there for you guys?
Yeah, a lot of missed opportunities. There was some timing that was off. There was some miscommunication as well. Kind of all the above. Kind of not super impressed with how we handled it. Being able to bounce back. I think those guys they're feeling it right now that they left a lot on the table in the passing game. But the confidence was still out there. It's not like they were saying, Coach, we can't throw the ball. It had nothing to do with that. It was run game's working. We got to get after that, but we still need the pass game. They came through whenever we need them to, but there's a lot that we left on the field in the passing game tonight.
Yeah, and Coach, I want to talk about your defense for a little bit here. They had 2 big stops inside the 10, as well as the pick there on that big 4th down. Just talk about their performance tonight.
Phenomenal. I thought defense, they came to play. They were flying around, hats to the football. That quarterback and running back, they're fast. They're tough to get down. We knew coming into this game those 2 are going to be big players, as well as number 11 in the slot. They have some dang good athletes. They're talented over there. So for anybody to look at this and say, our defense didn't get a shutout, that's absurd to me. That our defense played lights out tonight. It was absolutely fun to watch those guys fly around, and Tegan sealing it off with that pick was just so much fun to see.
Yeah, and with it here, I mean, looking at it as well. There were a couple big plays. Walk me through it. I think it was about a 3rd and 14. You guys run buck truck. You have Tegan out there. He gets a big play on that, and then gets the 4th down there. Just walk me through that moment, and those sequence of plays.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's playoff football. You got to have variations in. Obviously be as dynamic as possible. Tegan is a phenomenal athlete. He can run, throw catch. Haven't watched him kick much, but I know that he can do just about anything. So we're going to put him out there. We're going to. He's a phenomenal athlete that we want on the field, and we're going to utilize him as much as we can. Now it's a lot about game flow, what we're feeling, what we're seeing. Got coaches up top talking down, making sure that we know coverage and weaknesses that we can see in their defense. And so I credit the staff to work together on that was great. And then those guys just executing, especially those big ones that are when we're sitting behind the sticks. Unfortunately we've gotten comfortable with that this year, and it wasn't as bad tonight, but still we got a ways to go to make sure that we're not beating ourselves on these plays.
All right, you back to normal next week, a Friday night game for the first time in a few weeks, extra day of rest and preparation. Don't know who you're playing quite yet unless you got something, Josh, at the scoreboard.
Watertown actually just put a touchdown up a couple minutes ago. It is tied at 14, 5 minutes left in the third quarter, so waiting, obviously, results of that one. Close game going on over at Sturgis right now. We'll wait the winner of that one.
Absolutely. So, one thing I guess I want to touch on, too, is special teams tonight. I know I haven't talked about them. That was phenomenal. Changing a field position, especially with our punt game, was great. And I know kick cover and kick return, they had a great night. So hats off to our special teams as well. I know they sometimes don't get the most shout-outs. I know we do a great job on Saturday morning. But they had a phenomenal game tonight, and they were a big impact tonight.
And we'll talk to you again Saturday morning. It's going to be weird. I know last week ended up, didn't have any live coaches in this week, having a day off in between. So eventually these things will get back to normal.
We
but
can prepare tomorrow at least.
Prep time. There you go.
Yeah, time to prep for my hard-hitting questions. But thank you for coming up, Coach Huber. Congrats on the win tonight. Moving on to the semifinals. Whoever awaits you remains to be seen. But I know with you guys, the coaching staff, you guys will be ready.
Absolutely, we're going to be ready no matter who it is. The Bucks are excited. It's a big thing for the town. Town of Yankton showed out, and it was exciting tonight. So hats off to those guys. Appreciate what you guys do, being able to get coverage to those people who couldn't show up as well. So thank you to Yankton and all of our supporters.
That's offensive coordinator Terry Huber here for KYNT and KYNTV, your post-game coach interview from Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance. We're back in 90 seconds to wrap things up here on KYNT, KYNTV.
Stay healthy this season with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. They are hosting flu shot clinics every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4:30, now through November 11th, along with Saturday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to noon. Walk-ins are welcome, or schedule your appointment online at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. Don't wait. Protect yourself and your loved ones today with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
In Yankton, community means everything, and at Wilson Trailer, it's the heart of what they do. They're more than manufacturers, they're your neighbors. From sponsoring the Bucks and Gazelles to supporting the next generation of farmers and builders, they're proud to give back to the place they call home. For over a century, Wilson Trailer has stood strong, steady, and rooted in community. Because when Yankton thrives, we all move forward. Wilson Trailer in Yankton. Learn more at wilsontrailer.com.
Welcome back in here on KYNC and KYNTV. It's time to look at your post-game highlights from this 12-7 victory for Yankton over the Spearfish Spartans. They're brought to you by At the Bar. You can watch sports anywhere, but real fans gather at the bar in downtown Yankton. Let's take a look at these post-game highlights here. Started early on, Tegan LaCroix buck truck. This was the first touchdown of the game for Yankton. For a long time, the only score of the game. LaCroix had to fight for every yard to get in there. Coming up next, it's the second touchdown here for Yankton. An out route to Owen Eisnes near pylon. Owen Eisnes did come up with a cramp after this one, but he came back in the game later on. And here is probably the biggest play of the game. Out route. The receiver slips going out. Tegan LaCroix jumps the route, gets the interception, and seals the win. One more play for posterity, and it's Jace Sedlacik's final first down run that really put it away. Yankton, after tough running all night from Jace Sedlacik, was then able to kneel things out and get the win from there. 12-7, your final score. Those highlights brought to you by At the Bar in downtown Yankton. Josh, we got to take one last look around Class 11AA before we wrap things up here today. This out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Top Notch Window Cleaners. Window cleaning for commercial or residential. Let Top Notch Window Cleaning brighten your days. What are we looking at in the rest of the playoffs?
Yeah, we're just gonna go from the seeding here and where things are at. We're gonna keep we're gonna kind of drag it out here on the Yankton who they're waiting on. Keep the suspense going. In the 2-7 matchup, there's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Real barn burner there. It's 7-0 Huron in that game. Real offensive explosion happened. Kind of similar to here tonight, but yeah, so that game sitting at 7-0, and then Pierre they took care of business as they defeated T area 41-7. So Pierre will be waiting the winner of Huron and Brookings. On our end of the bracket, obviously Yankton getting the win tonight, and there will be waiting the winner of Sturgis and Watertown, and that game is actually tied at 14 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. So right now tied, deadlocked at 14 in that game. Then of course once again Yankton moves on here with a 12-7 victory to move on to the semifinals.
Surprise, surprise, it's late October. The calendar is about to flip to November, and those Pierre Governors are clicking at a high level. Could see them potentially in the Dome again. They'd only be one win away. They'll face the winner of Huron Brookings next week in the semifinals. Yankton will have the winner of Sturgis against Watertown. Should be a good one no matter what it is next week. But that's your out-of-town scoreboard from Top Notch Window Cleaners. That's going to do it for our broadcast here on KYNT and KYN TV. Thanks to Cooper Canthick running scoreboard, Cash McDonald running our camera, of course, Josh Boelter for being the best color commentator in the game today, and of course, all of our sponsors and listeners at home. Without you, this broadcast would not be possible. And before I forget, thanks to Scotty Borman as well, running our board back at KYNT Studios. That's going to do it for our broadcast. 12-7, Yankton wins and advances to the semifinals of the 11AA football playoffs. Until next Friday night, stay safe, be good people, and we'll talk at you later. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Yankton Athletics on KYNT, a Riverfront sports property and Yankton's home team. Be sure to subscribe to the KYN TV YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you never miss the action. You can also find KYNT on Facebook, X, Instagram, and online. Remember, KYNT is your home for Yankton Athletics.